It's not as if the Richmond alum aren't already excited about their Spider football team, but today on Homecoming, they'll get an up-close and personal chance to root them on to victory, which would be a 7th straight win and keep their conference record unblemished. But here to spoil the party are the surging Towson Tigers, winners of 3 of their past 4, including an eye-opening shutdown triumph last week over Monmouth, the highest-scoring team in FCS football. It's a CAA football collision as Coach Pete Shinnick's Towson Tigers meet Coach Russ Huseman's Richmond Spiders. Hi, everyone. Come on inside our Spider TV broadcast booth and join us on another Sunsplash 65-degree Saturday afternoon. He's Spider alum Chris Anderson, former captain. I'm Bob Black. Lane Casadante joins us from down on the field just a couple of moments. Chris, the fans, the alums, they'll circle Homecoming on their calendar. You know that. But from a player and coach perspective, they look at flipping the calendar to November and want to be in the playoff conversation. Richmond right now in the driver's seat. Towson's probably already thinking they're playing playoff football.
Yeah, so November football is special. At this point, you start to understand the identity of your team, what you do best. There's no more position battles. We're not playing checkers anymore. We're playing chess. So as a coaches, because the gap between the teams gets a little smaller. So at this point, it's all about that one word you hear everybody saying, Bob, execution. Which team will execute best at this point in the season?
Well, Towson sure did that last weekend, particularly on defense, holding a Monmouth team averaging 44 points a game to just 14. It's a team defensive effort, but in the middle of it all, linebacker Will Middleton, their leading tackler, had half a dozen tackles in the win over Monmouth.
In terms of transfer portal, this is exactly what every team's looking for. A savvy senior that fits right into your defense. He's physical, he's fast, he's a leader out there. You can see he has that attitude that you're going to need at middle linebacker to lead this defense. And they showed it last week against Monmouth, one of the top offenses in the country. They had no problem. Towson came in and dominated. They're going to look to do that again this week against the Spiders.
Middleton is a transfer from St. Francis. The Spiders have their own linebacker transfer from St. Francis in Carter Glassmeyer. In fact, they were St. Francis's top 2 tacklers a year ago, and here they are this afternoon. All right, the challenge for the Towson defense today will be a Spider offense, Chris, that has really ramped it up, led by quarterback Cam Coleman last week. 15 of 16, 4 touchdowns. He's been doing it week after week now.
Big-time numbers, and he has been doing it every week. The thing here is growth. We knew when Cam came in, he could throw the ball. We knew he was confident, but he had to play more. So he's been on the field. He really understands this offense, understands his teammates. He knows exactly what he wants to do and where he wants to go with the ball. Hence the 15 out of 16 last week, only getting better. Got to have another big one out of him this week. I think the Spiders are hoping for that.
CAA Offensive Player of the Week, Cam Coleman, who's now 9-0 as Richmond's starting quarterback. But this game may still come down to the ground game. So let's go down to the field for more on the running attack of both of these teams. Checking in for the first time, here's Lane Casadante. Lane?
Good afternoon, gentlemen, from the sidelines where, it's not going to be any secret what Towson is going to try to do on offense. They have 2 of the top rushers in the CAA, and Devin Matthews and Tyrell Green. Both average over 6.5 yards a carry, and both are among the top 10 running backs in the CAA. However, Richmond boasts the number 2 overall rushing defense in the CAA, and they got a guy named Zach Palmer-Smith who's pretty good on his own. He's number 2 in the CAA in rushing, averaging over 104 yards per game. Both of these coaches are going to want to control the time, and to do that, you have to run the ball. It is alumni here at Robins Stadium. We're going to try and talk with some of the former Spider alumni that are here at the game. And it's a homecoming of sorts for Towson head coach Pete Shinnick, who began his coaching career right here at Richmond. And we'll tell you more about that as the game goes along. Guys?
Well played there, Lane Casadante. Thank you. Spiders have won 9 of their past 11 homecoming games. We'll get this one underway for you in just a moment. We'll have kickoffs, starting lineups, and the action coming up in just a moment on Flo Sports and Massa. Richmond Spiders ranked 12th and 16th in the 2 polls, committed 6-2, 4-0 in the CAA, have won 6 in a row, longest winning streak since 2015, and their best CAA start since 2015. They could equal that with a victory today at 5-0. Towson is 4-4, 2-2 in the conference. Today marks their 4th ranked opponent that they will play this year, having lost to Villanova and North Dakota State and beating William and Mary. They also played in their opener an FBS team in Cincinnati, so they are battle-tested, these Towson Tigers. That's Caden Williams. He has it teed up. We invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy CAA football with us on this sun-splashed homecoming Saturday afternoon. Here come the Richmond Spiders. The opening kickoff is taken by Jerry Garcia, and he kind of bobbled it at the goal line and fortunate enough to get out to only the 15-yard line, where this Richmond offense will be on the field first this afternoon. Brought to you by Sector Spider ETFs, the next chapter in investing. The veteran Tom Elia at center, flanked by Scott Hummel, Kate Salyers the guards, Gabe Carbajal and Parker Mitchell are the tackles. Wide receivers and tight end for Richmond, Ellis, DeGennaro, Garcia. Matt Robert is back after missing last week with a shoulder injury. The CAA Offensive Player of the Week, quarterback Cam Coleman, and his running back Zach Palmer-Smith, who is second in the CAA, averaging 104 yards a game, and the true freshman Andrew King going up against the Towson defense that limited Monmouth last week to just 56 yards on the ground. Here's your first play from scrimmage, and they get Matt Robert right into the action. He makes the catch. That'll be his 14th reception of the year, and he picks up a solid 5 yards on first down.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a battle right here. You're talking about Richmond, one of the best rush offenses in the conference, versus Towson, one of the best rush defenses. So I think Richmond, obviously, you want to be balanced. You want to throw the ball when you can. Might have to throw it to open up the run.
Spiders averaging 212 yards a game on the ground, and here comes their leader in that category. Averages about 6 yards a carry, and Chris, 104 yards per game for ZPS.
104 yards per game, and I always ask how many of those are after contact. He's a great back in terms of just falling forward and keeping the chains moving.
Spiders keep it on the ground to him. He breaks another tackle. He's into the second and third level. Takes it all the way out to the 36-yard line. A bruising 9-yard run for the 6-foot, 205-pound junior. The transfer from Wagner, who is actually going up against one of his former teammates at Wagner, John Goya, the grad transfer from Wagner. They were teammates a year ago. Goya, in fact, was first team All-NEC.
And just a good cut once he gets through that hole. Finds some space and almost gets to the first down marker.
It's been a steady diet of ZPS, and he is eating well, thank you very much. Out to the 41-yard line. They'll move those chains again as the Spiders have another first down.
If you're an O-lineman, this is football you love. It's November. It's not too hot. Perfect weather. And the Spiders have come out, and right now 3 straight runs to ZPS right up the middle.
So at the end of that play, the linebacker we featured on our pregame, Will Middleton, lost his helmet, so he'll come out of the game. The St. Francis transfer, he and Carter Glassmeyer, teammates last year, both All-NEC standouts on the defensive side as well. Coleman to the air on 1st and 10. Now he's going to use his legs. He'll pick up positive yardage, and he'll scamper out of bounds after picking up another 6 or 7 for the Spiders. We'll see where they say Cam stepped out. They're actually going to push him back to the 45-yard line, so it's only a gain of 4.
This is the growth and maturity we've talked about. Looks his first, they only had two routes out there, two receivers in the field. They weren't open, so immediately just makes a decision early to get what he can get, picks up 4 or 5 yards.
Cam completing 65% of his passes, coming off the 15 of 16 performance last week. He's got this one to DeGennaro, who makes the catch right at midfield. Nick's team leading 32nd catch of the season. Chris, he has really come on in the last 2 games. Nick DeGennaro, 11 catches, 243 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. He is elevating his game at the right time of the year, isn't
Really, everybody wants to get better. Everyone wants to, like I said, find your identity, fall into that special spot right now, and he's doing that in November. That time, I know Coach Huseman would have loved for him to get to the sticks, doesn't quite get there.
Spiders looking for the first down, and I don't know if they quite got to the sticks. We'll see where the mark is at the Towson 49-yard line. That's a positive spot, and it will be a Spider first down in Towson territory at the 49.
Yeah, you see DeGennaro taking a deep breath, too, because he was right there. Should have got that to play before. Spiders pick it up, keep the chains moving. We talked about it. You know, you hear me talk a little bit more about it, but you know, both these teams want to try to, you know, run the ball, control this this time of possession.
And remember, this Spider offense has started to click the last 2 weeks, the win over Delaware, and then last week, obviously, the win at Bryant, putting 41 on the board, 41 in the first half, as a matter of fact. Empty backfield. Coleman looks, excellent protection. He's got DeGennaro right down the hash marks in the middle of the field. Nick all the way down to the 31-yard line. That'll be an 18-yard gain, and the Spider offense is moving.
What I love right there is he had plenty of time. DeGennaro actually cleared late. I thought right now he was going to go to the short route, but was able to wait because he had the time and gets across the middle to DeGennaro.
10 at the Towson 31. This defense does give up some points, 27 per game, even factoring in the 14 that they allowed last week against Monmouth, the highest scoring team in FCS. Pump fake by Coleman, sets up a screen to the tight end, Matt Robert, and he will have a first down as he dives down to the 21-yard line. Let's give him 9. Call it 2nd down and 1. Really interesting, Chris, that after missing the game last week with the shoulder injury, they are getting Matt Robert right into the action.
Yeah, fresh legs. Got to get those fresh legs. Maybe the shoulders recovery, but he obviously looks good. And he is a difference maker on this offense, not just as a receiver, but we'll talk more about him in that running game.
Great opportunity here for Richmond to do pretty much anything the Spiders want on 2nd and 1 at the Towson 22. They'll hand off, and fighting for positive yards and getting it after almost being tackled for a loss in the backfield, which would have been a headline stopper right there, because that hasn't happened much to either of those running backs. That's the freshman Andrew King. Didn't lose any yards, Chris, but he also didn't get the first down on that one.
He didn't, but I tell you what, he easily could have been a 3-yard loss. And now we are in 3rd and short situation here. And I don't know, this is early in the game, but you wonder if this is 4-down territory.
Zach Palmer-Smith is the running back right there on the left hip of Cam Coleman on 3rd and short. And it'll be ZPS fighting his way to the 20-yard line. And
pull back. That's a weight room run right there. He's caught right there. Probably going to be short. Somehow finds a way to get that foot in the ground and get forward for another 1.5 yards.
This will be the 12th play of this opening drive for the Spiders. Richmond taking the kickoff, starting at its 15, now in the red zone at the Towson 20. Coleman pumps once, pumps twice. Now he'll run to the 15. He spins down inside the 15 and down to the 14-yard line.
Just understanding, looks first option, looks second option. He maybe could have squeezed it in there, but not necessary. Thought about squeezing it in right there. I'm just going to keep it. Makes one miss with that pump fake. Picks up 4 or 5, actually 6 yards. Keeping it moving. And opportunity where he saw some green grass and made the most of it.
2nd and 4 from the Towson 14. Coleman looking, throwing over the middle and almost intercepted. He threw it into double coverage, and the Spiders are very fortunate that that one wasn't picked off by Xavier Terry, who had an interception last week in the Monmouth game. He picked off a Hail Mary pass on the last play of the first half. He almost had one here to end the first drive of the game.
Yeah, really should have picked that one off. That was right in his arms, right in his hands. You don't see Cam Coleman miss on many, but he obviously saw something, misread something on that one, threw it right into the hands of the safety.
Terry Redshirt Jr. from the nation's capital had a really good game against Monmouth last week. 3rd and 4, Coleman under pressure. He throws, he's got Landon Ellis, and Landon Ellis has 6 for the Spiders. A 3rd down conversion that results in a touchdown as Cam Coleman throws his 8th touchdown pass of the season. This one goes to Landon Ellis, his 2nd touchdown reception of the year. What an opening drive by the Spiders.
And really like this play call, really like this design by the Spiders. Middle, don't need to be deep, just a short pass right there. Landon Ellis does the rest. There's those yards after catch and into the end zone.
PAT coming from Brandon Peskin. is up, and it is no good. He has missed another one. He missed one last week, and he misses this one today, so that puts a little bit of a blemish on an otherwise awesome opening drive for the Richmond Spiders. 14 plays, 85 yards, 7 minutes, 14 seconds. It's a 6-0 lead for the home team. Richmond Spiders could not have drawn up a better opening drive, save 5 yards, takes almost half of the first quarter. Cam Coleman engineers the scoring drive for the Spiders and finishes it off with the touchdown catch and run by Landon Ellis.
And really no big plays, but just consistent first downs, moving the chains. And anytime they got into a tough situation, where it was 3rd and 1 or 2nd and short, that was the time where you're giving the ball to Zach Palmer-Smith, ZPS, and he's getting in the end zone. And here, again, the Spiders saw something. They were trying to work the middle of the field, get Landon Ellis on a crosser, short crosser, but he does the rest, gets into the end zone. 14 plays, 85 yards, 13-yard TD right there for Ellis.
Will McManus's kickoff will sail into the end zone over the head of John Dunmore. McManus with the touchback, and the Towson Tigers will be on the field for the first time this afternoon. Let's greet that Richmond defense, brought to you by Sector Spider ETFs, the next chapter in investing. Grant and Bird, the defensive ends, the Iron Men in the middle, Stoklinski and Fitz playing almost every snap. Galloway, Glassmeyer, and Morris Walker. Q had his 3rd interception in as many games last week. Tomlinson and Frazier are your cornerbacks. We'll check to see if Jabril Hayes is out there. He has been injured and out last week. Matthew Traynor, the redshirt freshman, at the other safety position. Sean Brown is the quarterback for Towson. He wants to go to the air on first down, and he's going to be caught from behind by Jeremiah Grant. The ball pops out. Grant forces the fumble, and the Spiders have come up with it inside the Towson 20-yard line as Jeremiah Grant came from behind and poked that ball free. It's picked up by Camden Bird, and the Spiders are in business at the Towson 19.
Jeremiah Grant not taking any time to call his name. Big boy ball, big boy play right here. Holds that ball too long. Jeremiah Grant hawks him down. The ball is out. Good idea, Cam Bird, nobody around him. So, hey, let me just scoop down here and try to scoop and score. Scoops it up, and the Spiders are back in business. That's a great job. We talked about this defense being a little thin in terms of depth and just having to make plays, having to find a way to get there, make plays, and get off the field. That's what you want. That's one way you do it. One play, get a turnover. That's a difference maker in November.
He was pretty quiet last week at Bryant. The Spiders didn't really need him, of course, because of the big lead. And you saw the numbers there, now up to 9.5 quarterback sacks, 5th in the nation, 10.5 tackles for loss. And he's making some noise early this afternoon. And the Spiders right back in business from the Towson 19-yard line. Coleman on first down looks for DeGennaro, and he gets stonewalled and dropped by Journey Dunbar, the big defensive lineman right in the middle, the senior 6 foot, 305-pounder there, and DeGennaro ran right into him.
I like the play call. You're just, sudden change. You're trying to come with a trick play, and Dunbar just tore this up all by himself. One-man wrecking crew, breaks through. I think he runs right through Elia. He almost tackles Cam Coleman makes a tackle on DeGennaro. That's just a one-man wrecking crew. That might have been a good play. And I'll tell you what, it was just a better defense.
He had a big game last week against Monmouth. 5 tackles, 2 quarterback sacks. That's a loss of 4. Here comes pressure on Coleman. He dances away from it and has Landon Ellis wide open to the 10, to the 5. He dives for the pylon. The ball comes free in the end zone.
He's down. We're calling him down at the 1. He tried to dive.
The officials will spot the ball at the 1-yard line. Like Jerry Garcia came up with it in the end zone anyway, but it will be down at the 1.
Landon Ellis just trying to make an athletic play here, smelling the end zone. Let's just see. Oh yeah, the ball hits the ground and bounces out.
That's the old ground can't cause a fumble, right?
That's the rule.
So let's give Ellis 22 yards.
I'll tell you what, how about we give Cam Coleman some credit too? The blitz come, he doesn't see it.
Boy, did he scramble.
Yeah, there was no blocker there.
But now the penalty coming here on the Spiders.
Number 87, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's our referee, Art Brown, this afternoon. The Spiders, one of the least penalized teams in the CAA, only about 43 yards per game. This one pushes them back just outside the 5, and it'll be first and goal.
Always keep an eye here. Cam Coleman is giving it every time. And, it starts to lull that defense to sleep now. You always have the option of him keeping it if you want to run the ball.
Sends 2 receivers to his left, Palmer Smith to his right. It's ZPS on the carry. It's ZPS on the touchdown. But wait a minute. There is a penalty flag, and this one is coming back.
Offense, number 87, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's the tight end, Sean Clark. So back-to-back penalties here on the Spiders at an inopportune time deep in the red zone.
This is a rough place to get it down here. I've always heard, hey, if you're not, get a hold here and there, but you can see it, that arm gets right outside, and the defensive end does a good job of making sure the ref sees it by reaching out. Definitely a hold. Trying to just give ZPS that extra second, maybe does a little bit too much.
Remember, Palmer Smith has had a touchdown in 6 consecutive games. Might still get an opportunity.
Still first down.
Right.
So an opportunity to get in here. Your offense coordinator, Winston October, you kind of ran through a few plays here, digging in that playbook, seeing what you have.
First and goal, in fact, from the 16. Coleman looks. Good protection. Now on the run. Will tuck it, get as much as he can, and be forced out of bounds inside the 15 or right at the 15-yard line where his foot hit the sideline. So not much there, and it'll be second down and goal from the 15.
Yeah, good coverage on the back end. And again, we've seen Richmond play for quite some time all season. Cam Coleman, remember seeing him at Delaware State, threw an interception in that exact position, trying to force it. Just that growth and maturity, getting what he can get out of bounds and live to play another day. 2nd and 15 here.
Their secondary had a great game last week against Monmouth. Came up and made 22 tackles, forced a fumble, had an interception. Second down and goal, and that will be overthrown, looking for DeGennaro, and he was well covered on the back line of that end zone by Miles Brody, the redshirt senior cornerback. Head coach Pete Shinnick shouted him out this week, having a great game against Monmouth. 7 tackles, forced a fumble, broke up several passes.
That's first call. I wasn't really excited about that. Fade just wasn't there at all. Right now the Spiders have been able to give Cam Coleman time for the most part. I would like to, see a play action or something, a route that takes a little bit more time to develop. Third down here, I think it's a tricky one. Obviously, do you go for the end zone here, Bob, or do you just try to set up for a field goal? Peskin has been a little iffy lately.
from the 15, 3rd down and goal. And Coleman on the keeper will get it pretty close. Oh, he put that left shoulder down and had some contact down at the 4-yard line, which would make it a little bit interesting of a decision. But Russ Huseman very quickly says, let's put some more points on the board, and the field goal unit coming out.
Yeah, if anything, you got to consider this kind of a win for Towson. I thought this play was going to come a little bit earlier, maybe even that first or second play, but just the penalties kind of put them in a position. But I thought, a Cam Coleman, just a RPO, just a keeper and keeping it outside, I thought he'd walk right in the end zone there.
Brandon Peskin, 8 of 12 in field goal attempts. And this one, he drives straight through to put 3 more on the board. So the Spiders take advantage of the turnover. They don't get the touchdown that they certainly would have liked, but they do. And the Spiders get the 21-yard field goal from Brandon Peskin. 4:23 to go, first quarter, 9-0 Richmond.
You could buy a single stock and go all in on one company, or own the sector and invest in keeping good company. Is it so radical to be so rational? Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Go to sectorspiders.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully. Sector Spiders, the 11 sectors of the S&P 500.
Richmond Spiders are known by what we do.
We follow our instincts, and we lay it all on the line.
We advance life-changing research and put discovery in motion.
We take the lead, and we go the distance.
What could you do?
What could you do?
What could you do at Richmond?
Luck Chevrolet is the Chevy truck expert, period. If you use your truck for work, play, or both, go where the truck guys go. Luck has a truck for every budget. Luck is the dealer to help your business be more productive. They've got all types of commercial vehicles, SUVs, and regular trucks available to replace your aging vehicle inventory. In person on Route 1 in Ashland or online at luckchevrolet.com. Buy your new truck from Luck Chevrolet in Ashland.
Well, if you take a look at those numbers, you could argue, Chris, that we are in a golden era of Richmond football, right? Since the last 4 games of the 2021 season, when the Spiders won 4 in a row, salvaged a winning record at 6-5 at the end of the 21 season. Look what they've done in 22, 23, and to this point in 24, particularly the CAA record, 21-3.
Yeah, if you're going to leave, that's the way you want to leave. You want to leave on top. And I think what's more impressive, what we're not seeing, how many of those wins were in November, in the big games, at the end of the season when it counted, those 9-4 seasons where, we needed to get wins to get into the playoffs, needed to get better as the season goes on. The Spiders managed to do that, hoping to see more of that in this 2024 season.
Back-to-back touchbacks for Will McManus, so he's now got 14 on the season. That's been a nice weapon for the Spiders. And speaking of kickers, Chris, obviously there's some uneasiness about the place kicking from Russ Huseman and us in the booth, as we mentioned, the missed PAT. Well, that field goal was actually kicked by the freshman, Sean O'Hare. He knocked it through from 21 yards out, so he's now 2 for 2 in his freshman season. There's a look at the chip shot field goal.
And it was like an extra point, and we talked about it, Bob. At this point in the year, teams, the gap gets closer. Everybody has an identity. Everybody's getting better. So it's just about all the little things. And extra points are important and crucial in a big game like this where you're fighting to stay atop the CAA.
Now Towson's offense with just its second play of the first quarter with 4 minutes to go. The time of possession just dominated by the Spiders. Tyrell Green, the running back on first down, a good 7-yard pickup. Now this is Dunmore on the end around, and he is going to get the first down across the 35 and out to the 37. John Dunmore, the redshirt senior wide receiver, transfer from Oregon State, picks up the Tiger first down, their initial first down of the game.
Trying to attack different areas of the Spider defense. That's what I would do if I'm Towson. You're going inside, going outside. Quantrell Morris with the first 2 tackles in this drive.
On first down, again, they've got an excellent running game, and this is Green battling for yardage. Looks a lot like Richmond battling for yardage, and he picks up about 4 out to the 41-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, the difference in watching Towson versus Stony Brook, where they took a pretty ugly loss and then coming back against Monmouth, a team with a great offense. Really, they were able to dominate Monmouth really on the offensive side. They dominated ball control, able to run the ball, kept Monmouth, didn't let them have the ball, and that's something they want to try to execute today.
Tyrell Green averages about 71 yards per game, which is 9th in the CAA. Quick out pass from Sean Brown here, but only to about the 42-yard line to Sam Reynolds for a pickup of about 5.
Passing outside, look at that. Just 3 guys, multiple hats to the ball. We talk about that. You want to be a great defense. Got a corner from the outside. Your safety's coming up right in the middle. And from the inside, you got Wayne Galloway coming and actually making a tackle. That's good defense. Spiders need that all day.
Empty backfield. Brown scrambles. He'll pick up the first down and get close to midfield at the 48-yard line. He doesn't run very much, but he saw the opening that time, and an effective run picks up the first down. Sean Brown, 6'2" redshirt senior, transfer from Liberty, completing 64% of his passes, throwing for about 192 yards per game. Last week against Monmouth was 27 of 36, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, no quarterback sacks, and no interception. That's a really clean game. And here comes the other running back, Devin Matthews, the redshirt senior who's 5th in the CAA in rushing at 76 yards per game, and that's a big chunk gain of 10 for Matthews.
And this is what happens when you get those longer drives. Again, teams understand that the Spiders are thin up front due to some injuries, but they haven't been able to, Richmond's able to keep teams off the field, keep them from long drives. But as you see a hole open up in that gap. Anytime you see your safety and corner coming up and they're the first point of contact, that means offensively you've done a good job.
In Richmond territory at the 42, Brown zips it over the middle of the field. Here comes the penalty flag, and that'll be pass interference on the Spiders as contact came before the ball arrived.
This is a tough one. Just trying to be patient, because obviously Chance Graves sees it. Just too much contact too soon.
Pass interference, defense, number 37. That penalty is enforced at the spot of the foul. First down.
And the type of defense the Spiders run, a lot of times those linebackers are creeping up, trying to help with the run. They see the play action, so they're stepping up. That creates that gap right there. Chance Graves sees it, knows it's coming, but just gets there a little bit too early.
Tried to pull back, but the official wouldn't have any of it. 1st and 10 at the 32. Here comes Matthews into the secondary, and a good, solid tackle by Jabril. Hey, beg your pardon.
Jordan Allen.
By Jordan Allen. But still, 8 more for Matthews. You had mentioned the Stony Brook game, Chris. Devin Matthews took the very first play from scrimmage against Stony Brook and went 75 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, and they're creasing. That was a nice crease right there created.
And he's doing it again. He has been unstoppable on this drive, and he is inside the 15 and down to the 14-yard line. Another really impressive run. And now the two-headed monster continues, and here comes Tyrell Green in for Matthews.
Yeah, because obviously you got that offensive line, but just continue to bring in 2 fresh backs. One has a little bit more pop in terms of speed than the other, but they both are just great. Comprehensively they work together in terms of just understanding where the hole is and how to be patient and wait for that crease to open up.
Quick pass on the far side of the field is caught by Lucas Londano, and he gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. Well, Towson hanging on to the football. They have looked really impressive offensively. Officials are going to stop play.
End of the quarter.
As it's the end of the first quarter, we'll have to walk the entire length of the field. Towson won't mind doing that. They are putting together an impressive drive here at the end of the first quarter once they got their hands on the football. All right, we go to 1-yard line. Hey, as we go to the second quarter, let's find out how Chris Anderson is doing on his keys to the game today. Brought to you by Luck Chevrolet, the Chevy truck experts since 1960.
Been so action-packed, haven't had a chance to stop. I think the first thing for the Spiders, I think you may have to throw to run. In other words, just have that passing game, open up your run game, and for ZPS, and then defensively slay the two-headed monster. We've talked about that. Devin Matthews and Tyrell Green for Towson are going to be tough to stop. If the Spiders want to have any chance today, they got to stop that. And both teams want to ball control, want to have time of possession, want to wear the other team down. If the Spiders can win the ball control and the time of possession, they got a good chance of winning this game.
Which they did commandingly in the first quarter. But the second quarter opens first and goal inside the 1 yard line for Towson. It'll be Matthews taking it into the end zone for the score, completing a very impressive drive by Towson. Devin Matthews with his third rushing touchdown of the season.
Super impressive drive by Towson, I tell you what, because they didn't do anything sexy, nothing complicated, simple passes, more importantly, simple runs, using both backs, cutting through that Spider defense. We talked about it. We know how potent that front line of the Spiders are, but we also know how thin they are. You can tell they started to wear down as that drive continued. That's why I talked about time of possession and ball control. Spiders want to be able to get off the field. Towson doesn't allow them to get off the field and just kind of choose away at that Spider defense.
Extra point coming from Keegan Vaughn. This is a homecoming for Keegan Vaughn, the senior from right here in Richmond. Chris, he's actually from Thomas Jefferson High School. I don't know if maybe he snuck out of the team hotel last night and went over to see TJ knock off Armstrong in a huge game. High school football in our area last night, 28-14. TJ won that game to improve to 9-0 for the second straight year. I don't know if Coach Shinnick would allow it to happen, but he could have been rooting on his alma mater last night.
Maybe, and I tell you what, we were talking about earlier, just excited about kind of the resurgence in football here in the city of Richmond. You're talking about Huguenot, Armstrong, TJ, all just potent teams that are going to have a major impact on the playoffs as we continue. Got to feel good about that. In terms of potency, look at this on the ground. Tigers 8 plays, 46 yards. Spiders 11 plays for 42 yards. So about even on the ground.
And Lane Casadante down there on the field, I'm sure in your other job you were focusing in on that TJ Armstrong game last night and the alma mater of Keegan Vaughn coming up with a big win.
Oh, yeah, it was our game of the week last night and lived up to it. They've played each other. They have a chance to play each other again in the playoffs. They did the same thing last year, and they split each game last year.
Vaughn now 20 of 20 on PATs this season. Caden Williams does the kickoff duties, left-footed kicker, and this one is relatively short for Garcia at the 5 yard line. Gets a good block, gets to the 20, a little bit of a swan dive out to about the 25 yard line, where the Spider offense will be back on the field. Chris now protecting just a 2-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've done what they needed to do. Obviously, wanted to get 7 last time, especially in terms of where they got the ball, but had some penalties to stop them. You just got to keep keep your foot on the gas. This is not a situation. We're in November. We're playing great teams. This is a great team in the conference. Could be ranked in the country if they get another win here. So you got to keep your foot on the gas and go down here. You got to get touchdowns and get a little time of rest for that defense.
Cam Coleman 6 for 8, 72 yards, and the touchdown pass so far here in the first half. Andrew King at the running back position, and boy, does he get squashed behind the line of scrimmage, which is really interesting, Chris. That's a 2 yard loss. The Spiders have been terrific, not getting negative yards. Probably about 32, because that's a 2 yard loss. Great job by that front three of Towson, right?
Yeah, really, and the linebacker as well. Like that's just a matter of watching film. It looks like they saw that play, knew exactly what's coming, and were prepared.
So 2nd and long, the Spiders behind the sticks. Coleman looks to throw for it to the sideline. DeGennaro makes the catch, but he is knocked off his feet immediately after making the catch, and it's going to be 3rd down here for the Spiders.
Spiders got good time for Cam Coleman right there. He looks for his first option, not there. Second as well, and then comes down to DeGennaro. DeGennaro can't really make that linebacker miss. Only picks up a couple, so 3rd and long here.
C.J. McClendon, the senior linebacker, on the tackle. And it'll be 3rd and 8. Spiders are 3 for 4 On third down, this Towson defense would love to keep the momentum on their sideline and get a 3-and-out here.
Blitz coming.
Coleman throws and into traffic, and that's incomplete. Really well covered by Xavier Terry, who was all over Matt Robert, and the Spiders are 3-and-out.
I like the defensive call there, just sending the blitz and making Cam Coleman have to get rid of this a little bit earlier than he wanted to, and good coverage on the back end. When you know you're blitzing and you know guys need to get to the sticks, they're probably not going to run past you. Great job by the defender, just getting in between.
Aaron Trussler only punted once the entire game last week, and it was right at the very end. Called upon here to try and flip the field. Dunmore will come up and let it bounce, and it'll take kind of a neutral roll. Took a right-hand turn and goes dead at about the 32-yard line. So no return for the punt returner for Towson, but the Tiger offense in great shape at the 32-yard line takes over.
And I'm sure they're going to come out and do exactly what they just did. Tiger tough versus Monmouth. Man, just in terms of how they competed against Towson. Season average was Monmouth averaged 44 points. They only had 14 points last week versus Towson. Look at that season average for yardage and only 361 last week versus Towson. So we know that defense can show up and get some things done. Offensively, they had a good drive last drive, trying to continue that here.
Throw on first down. Dunmore makes the catch to the 35-yard line. Pretty well defensed that time and covered by the Spiders. Matthew Traynor with
Towson just wants to throw just enough to keep you honest. But no doubt about it, they want to get it to Matthews and Green whenever they can. No backs here.
2nd down and 6 for Sean Brown. Looks left, looks over the middle. Now he has to scramble, throws as he's hit and throws it away. Jeremiah Grant again blowing into the backfield and forcing the hurried pass by Brown.
Yeah, another pressure, almost another sack. Brown just savvy enough to get rid of that ball. We'll check and see if he was outside of the pocket. I think so.
Looked like he had a receiver over there on the far side of the field anyway.
That makes it 3rd and 5 here.
And now, Chris, the Spiders will move Jeremiah into the middle, right, and bring on Jamar Hodges to join Camden Bird as the defensive ends. 3rd down and 7. Brown throws a crossing pattern that's caught at the 40-yard line, and the Spiders could not make the tackle, and that will be enough for a first down.
Those are the killers for this defense, just being able to get off the field right there. You're right there, so close. Doesn't pick up 10 more, picks up just about a half-yard more than the first down. It really is the catch, and then it's making one miss right there and getting back to the sticks and getting that first down. That's a big-time move.
That's their number 3 running back, Chris Watkins, the redshirt junior transfer from Marist.
And you'll see him come in on 3rd downs. He's great in the pass game.
Yeah, just saw it. Absolutely. Now 1st and 10. Brown pumps once. Here come the Spiders, and they've got a quarterback sack. This will be Camden Bird with his 5th quarterback sack of the season back at the 34-yard line.
Tell you what, Camden Bird, this entire defensive line, you don't get many chances to pump fake. If your first option isn't there, they're coming. And boom, he beats his man right off the line. Sean Brown wants to pump fake, doesn't work. Camden Bird's right there. Gives you a little dance afterwards, too. Just letting you know we feel good.
A 10-yard loss. That's the other thing about the Spider quarterback sacks. They have been significant negative yards. 2nd and 20. They'll go back on the ground, and breaking it to the outside is Matthews. Spiders just cannot contain him. He's all the way into Richmond territory at the Spider 49.
He just does a good job. Comes in that hole, he's patient. You're not bringing him down with an arm tackle. And so he's patient in that hole, breaks out, nothing there, breaks out.
It'll be 3rd down and 3. They got all of the quarterbacks back, sack back, and then some. On 3rd and 3, handed off, and the Spider defense, this time the interior of that Spider defense, makes the stop at the 48-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
Let's see what the Towson Tigers do here. They got to feel good. I mean, they've been running the ball successfully.
Pete Shinnick, a veteran head coach, most of that time at lower than Division I levels. He was at an NAIA school. He was at 2 Division II schools, Chris, including most recently at West Florida, where he was extremely successful. This is his 2nd year at Towson. He is 9-10 and We had a really good time catching up with him this week. Lane alluded to it. Lane, you can fill us in a little bit more on his about half a year in one of the so-called apartment rooms in the basement of the Robins Center when he was first starting out his college coaching career a long time ago.
Pete Shinnick was a grad assistant here back in 1988. He said he didn't get paid, and he lived in the basement in the Robins Center, which tells you everything that you needed to know about what they thought about his contributions at the time. But as you said, he's been a head coach at 3 other programs. He has a .692 winning percentage, won the 2019 Division II national title at West Florida. Unfortunately, his time here wasn't enough to jog the memory of a certain play-by-play guy who was actually here at the time and didn't remember his contributions.
He didn't remember me either, so we're even. I did not. And he said there's nothing wrong. Nobody remembered him is basically what he said. All right, they're going to punt here on 4th down. Bryce LaFollette to kick it away. Boy, he got it way up into the crystal blue skies. The fair catch is called for at the 11-yard line. Now, there is a penalty flag. Boy, if it's on Richmond, it will give them a first down. But for the Spiders, a sigh of relief. It's a procedure call on Towson. I think they'll tack that on. Let's find out from Art Brown, our referee.
Illegal formation, kicking team. That 5-yard penalty is enforced from the end of the kick. First down, Richmond.
You know, to finish that thought, Lane, as Coach Shinnick was talking to us about living down there in the Robins Center basement, his roommates were a couple of former Spider standouts. Troy, now a college football official, as a matter of fact, and the Shinnick name, Chris, is synonymous in Baltimore. For the Baltimore Colts.
Absolutely, and this is what I'll say about that. You coach at all the levels. Either you can coach or you can't. You can coach really well. And I'll tell you another big thing, coming from Division II, he's dealt with this quote-unquote transfer portal for some time.
Wow, this Towson defense just blowing through. We haven't seen this all year by the Richmond offense, these kind of negative yards. But the Spiders are going to be back behind the sticks again.
And that's Dunbar again. Dunbar is a force in there. He is penetrating. He is finding his way to get through there. Anytime you're seeing guys pull, he's busting right through, and he's making an impact.
Zach Palmer-Smith loses 2 on that one. He's been great all year. He's only had 14 negative yards coming into the game this afternoon.
Didn't have much of a chance on that one.
Not at all. 2nd and 12. Play action fake. Coleman over the middle, and he's got Jerry Garcia, who's at midfield to the 45, drags that tackler Xavier Terry with him inside the 40-yard line. Coleman to Garcia for a big one for the Spider offense.
How about that catch by Garcia, using the hands, a weird angle, easily could have dropped that, made the adjustment. Just, I tell you what, I remember when this kid came in, he had to play running back, and then one of the biggest adjustments was just learning how to catch. And you see him make tough catches like that, make it look easy and keep going. Talk about growth and development and understanding you need to get your big play guy the ball.
48-yard reception for Jerry Garcia Jr. That's his longest. He's coming off of the 2-touchdown game last week at Bryant. Spiders in Towson territory at the 38.
Towson is going to try you. They're going to test you.
DeGennaro is there, but he can't reach up and make the catch down at the 5-yard line. He had the defender beat and couldn't haul it in.
That's a tough one there, Cam. I'm sure he wants that one back. Do I go deep, or, with that corner from the other side coming up, he probably could have just laid it out in front of DeGennaro. Just a communication thing. Instead of going deep, probably could have just let him more across the field, or put it right in the bucket.
I almost wonder if DeGennaro might have lost that ball a little bit in the sun.
Very possible.
Something that happened last week at Bryant. Jerry Garcia was telling us about it on his touchdown catch, and we know how the sun angles here at Robins Stadium. Quarterback draw, but nothing doing for Cam Coleman. Bottled up again by that defensive front, just a 2-yard gain, and it's quickly 3rd and 8 for the Spiders at the 36 of the Towson Tigers.
Yeah, no one was fooled by that one, but I think with our guys and with other teams when they come in here, something about midday, looking back, you're looking right into the sun, and that might be a good point. DeGennaro may have lost that a little bit.
It is a high sky. There is not a cloud up there right now.
Sun-splashed, as I hear one guy say.
Yeah, whatever's even more than sun-splashed is what it is today. And has been for a long time now.
Towson's coming again.
On 3rd and 8, Coleman throws into the face of the blitz, and he finds Kwanye Vini. What a throw by Coleman as he was about to get buried, and he put it right into Vini's hands, and a Spider first down.
Great job by Coleman. Great job by the Spiders actually seeing the blitz, knowing the blitz is coming, and just Coleman knowing I got to get rid of this ball. It's a blitz. It's late, though, which was, so it's well disguised. But Coleman sees it at the last minute and realizes I got to get rid of this ball off his back leg. Puts it out there with enough power to get it in the hands of Vini. Vini gets to the sticks for the first down.
Yeah, on 3rd and 8, he gets 9 and keeps this drive going. And there goes Zach Palmer-Smith dancing his way down to the 21-yard line. Picks up 7 on first down, maybe 6 to the 21.
Spiders in business. You can see throw to run. Every time they have a big throw, kind of loosens up that defense. They come back and there's a productive run. That just might be the pattern they have to stay with. Again, Towson is going to test you. They're going to give you opportunities to throw the ball and dare you to throw the ball because they're committed to stopping the run.
2nd and 4 at the Towson 21-yard line. Zach Palmer-Smith bounces it to the outside, to the 15. He's got the first down at the 14-yard line.
We're always talking about defensive guys watching film. That's a situation where as a running back, you can tell he watched the film. He saw something he liked and immediately bounced outside. He didn't wait. He didn't think about it. There's something he saw pre-snap, and he knew right off the bat he's sticking his foot in the ground and getting outside.
Spiders inside the red zone. Already 2 for 2 this afternoon with a touchdown and a field goal. They'd like to get another touchdown here, and they're chewing more time off of that clock as well. Down to 6.5 minutes to go before the break. 1st and 10 from the 14. And again, it's Zach Palmer-Smith going left side and really fighting for yardage down to the 10-yard line. We have seen that all year from him. You're not bringing him down on the first contact.
Hard to believe that when we came in the first game of the season, Zach Palmer-Smith was like the 3rd or 4th running back, just hoping to get a couple carries. But here's the thing, sometimes during camp and in preseason, you don't have a lot of full contact practices. And immediately you got to hitting, and you could see he was a difference maker because, boom, he takes hits and just consistently falls forward, gets those extra yardage.
Russ Huesman's been saying it pretty much all year that, hey, we knew he was good. We didn't know he was this good. On 2nd down, Coleman quickly to Landon Ellis, picks up a block, dives for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Spiders. Landon Ellis with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Credit Jerry Garcia Jr. with a wide receiver block that springs Landon Ellis into the end zone.
Love that play. You can tell sometimes guys just know, hey, didn't have to get a pancake, but enough to get in front of the defender and allow his guy to cut off his butt and get into the end zone. Landon Ellis, when he gets down there by that end zone, he smells it, knows how to get in. 4th career receiving TD, 3rd this season, and 2nd today.
The PAT by Sean O'Hare is up and good, and the Spiders extend their lead after a 9-play, 84-yard Hey fans, stay up to date with stats, featured content, and information about today's matchup. It's the official digital game day program. You can get it for free on our official website at richmondspiders.com and on the link on Twitter at Spider Athletics. Back to the sideline, more from Lane.
Yeah, guys, when we were talking with Towson head coach Pete Shinnick earlier this week, he called the Richmond defensive line relentless, and he likened them to another defensive line that they faced this year, that one from North Dakota State, nationally ranked North Dakota State, part of a killer schedule that Towson has played this year, something that Shinnick said he has absolutely brought up with his athletic director more than once this season.
And he qualified that by saying neither one of them were at Towson about a half dozen years ago when that game was scheduled, so neither of them to blame. Wow, Dunmore takes the kick, and he is upended at the 15-yard line. And the Spider who made that tackle is down on the field. See if we can get a shot to see who that is. It obviously is being surrounded by the Spider medical staff.
Big tackle, big hit. Getting up slow. Let's see who that is.
We're being told that it is apparently Matthew Trainer, the Spider redshirt freshman, who has had such a tremendous season and, tells us all the time, he loves football and he loves the contact part of football, but not on this one. Man, that is a tough hit.
And that's what he loves to do. He loves to hit, he loves to tackle. He will sacrifice his body and really just took a shot right there. And, sometimes that knee can hit right there on the head, so I'm not sure if it was that or a shoulder.
It is really understandably quiet at this crowd. Good look at part of it. Homecoming weekend for the Spiders. A lot of alums are back. It's been a festive day, obviously, to this point. It's also our Hall of Fame weekend with inductees of our new Athletics Hall of Famers. But all the attention right now on Matthew Trainer, who looks like he's at least, Lane, maybe you can see it a little better than we can, at least up in a sitting position.
He actually just took off his helmet himself, got a little bit of drink of water, and he will be evaluated. He wants to run off, and they're going to let him.
Wow. He's saying, Coach, put me in, and the Spider athletic trainers and medical staff will have none of that.
Push him right to the tent.
Yeah.
We got to do some work. I mean, putting the helmet back on, trying to symbolize that, hey, I'm ready to go.
From our ground level camera. Oh, yeah, right. Maybe even more the neck than the helmet area.
Right, that's what it looked like. And that can hurt like a stinger. Big boys get those all the time. As a defensive back, don't get those as often. They hurt just for a temporary time, but they're definitely painful.
All right, so from the 16-yard line, Towson will start after as it turned out, terrific open field tackle. On first down, Tyrell Green picks up about 5 or 6 yards.
Well, Jabril Hayes is coming to game. You could tell he's still a little gimpy, had that high ankle sprain. He was kind of, play if needed. And, well, he's needed.
He's needed, yep. He didn't really practice till the end of the week. The lighter days of practice, Thursday and Friday. Brown to throw on second down under pressure, but he's got a man wide open. That's Londano with his second catch.
In the game, hasn't practiced, has been out a couple games with the ankle. He looks gimpy. You got to test him, go right at him. They're coming at him again.
Boy, they've gone to the hot hand. Londano makes his third reception. They have all been for first downs, and he gets to the 44-yard line of the Spiders.
Not much the Spiders can do right now in terms of depth. They do pull Jabril Hayes out of the game. They take Jabril Hayes out of the game. He is gimpy.
So a first down at the Spider 44-yard line.
He's got Amir Haskett in the game now at safety.
Wow. Spiders have gone even deeper. Brown's going to throw this one away. Really well covered by Quantrell Morris-Walker. The intended receiver, John Dunmore.
Hey, this is when that front seven has to pick it up and continue to make plays. They've done it all year. defensive linemen and those linebackers. And again, Justin Wood, defense coordinator, Justin Wood doesn't blitz a lot, but he's usually, he knows when to blitz and how to blitz, and it always seems to be right on time and kind of fool that offense because they don't see the Spiders do a lot of it.
2nd down and 10. Brown is 7 of 9 for 65 yards. This would be his 10th pass if he can get it away, which he can't, but he's got running room. He scrambles to the 40, avoids a tackle, but he'll be significantly shy of the first down here. Spiders did a good job of containing him. It'll be 3rd and 6.
And good coverage on the back end, really. He wanted to go deep, wanted to go in the middle. Again, testing that safety, understanding.
So 3rd and 6, Towson 2 for 3 on 3rd down.
They're going to pass. It's always one of those things. Remind those defensive linemen, get those hands up if you can't get there.
Brown on the rollout, throws back across his body over the middle of the field, and the pass is caught by Sam Reynolds at the 29-yard line. A nice-looking play by that Towson offense. Reynolds with his first catch of the day.
It was going here and then looks back. Chance Graves from the backside almost gets there, and then Haskins right there over top, but delivers it right in the bucket, right in that hole, understanding exactly how much was needed.
On 1st down, play action fake. Brown throws to the 20-yard line. Dunmore makes the catch. Chance Graves will wrestle him out of bounds, but not before another Towson 1st down. This is a huge drive, Chris, for the Tigers, because we're getting close to the end of the half. And remember, they're going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it here. Again, doing a little play action, that gives him more time because the linebackers have to respect that run, enough time to get it out.
1st and 10 in the red zone. This is the running back, Matthews, who makes the catch, bowls over a tackler, and gets down to the 10-yard line. Chance Graves took the impact of that one, and Matthews down at the 9.
Tell you what, anytime option, I'll tell you what,
and he's playing close to home, the redshirt senior out of Falls Church up in Northern Virginia. 2nd down and 2 at the Spider 9. And the handoff to Matthews. Backpedal his way to the 1st down on what should be the last play before the 2-minute timeout. And you know Towson's going to want to bleed this clock as much as it can and then get into the end zone, knowing that they could end the first half and then start the second half with the ball. So timeout, 2 minutes to go here in the first half from Robins Stadium. Been a good CAA battle thus far. It's the Richmond Spiders 16, the Towson Tigers driving with 7.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
Over 35 years ago, a simple idea sparked our journey to digitize the world's real estate, empowering all people to discover properties, insights, and connections that grow their businesses and lives, fueled by constant advancements, achieving new milestones each year. We're transforming an over $300 trillion industry. Imagine what we'll do next.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Richmond, trust Cabell Childress. He's my personal realtor.
He truly lives up to his motto of personal attention, proven results.
We had a really successful experience working with the Cabell Childress Group, and we would do it again in a heartbeat.
Cabell Childress and his team handled all aspects of our buying and selling experience, making our process stress-free.
They had a personalized game plan and followed it to success.
And I appreciate that old-fashioned hard work.
We know the Richmond real estate market, and that will get you a competitive advantage.
Bob and Chris back with you in our broadcast booth. Lane on the sidelines. Remember, at halftime, he'll have our conversation with Spider head coach Russ Huseman going into the locker room. Our Bar West Coach's Corner, part of our Bryant Heating and Cooling halftime. Chris, Towson right in position here, 1st and goal at the 6. They would love to get a touchdown as late in the quarter as they can, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. I would guess if you're the Spider defense, if you can't get a turnover, you'd want to bend and not break and try and hold them just to a field goal attempt.
That's to go. Everything about this game has just been hard-nosed, tough November football. And like I said, they may do some different things, but you got to believe Matthews would be the first option.
He's to the left of Brown. Brown looking to the air, throwing for the corner of the end zone. It's deflected away and incomplete. For the first time this afternoon, they were looking for their All-American tight end, Carter Runyon, the 6'6", 235-pound redshirt senior, first teamer last year. And he battled 2 Spiders here and couldn't come up with it.
Really just Chance Graves. I love that fight. Gets there, just continues the fight. You got to stay with it. The height advantage is not yours. I experienced this a lot when I played. You got to kind of catch that ball on the way down. You know you're not going to out-jump Runyon at the highest point, but he's got to come down with it. When he's coming down, you go up and make contact with the ball. Great job by Chance Graves on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Graves. Jordan Allen was coming over there at the end. Maybe he was going to pluck that ball out of midair. Here goes Matthews, but only to the 5-yard line. That is a terrific diving tackle.
Like, that's the speed that we've talked about. I remember, this week you guys were talking to him on the radio show and just said, hey, he could come to Richmond and be a good safety or a great linebacker. That's a great linebacker play right there, just the speed.
Well, here's where you go. On 3rd down, if you could hold them at the 5-yard line and force them into a field goal, if you're the Spider defense, you would take it. So a big 3rd and goal at the Spider 5. Londano in motion.
Going to the flat right now.
Here come the Spiders on the rush, and they force the pass to be thrown to the fans behind the back line of the end zone back there in the tent. And the Spider defense does exactly what we talked about. They bend but do not break.
Big play, big play. Really just a win for the Spiders no matter what happens here. You've given up some plays. You lost your safety. Towson does a good job, but here, just Stocklinski gets in the backfield, applies pressure, quarterback has to get rid of it right now.
Keegan Vaughn for a 22-yard field goal attempt. A little over a minute to go before halftime. And he puts it up, and he knuckleballed it through to make it a 16-10 game with 1:06 remaining on the clock. The Spiders have all 3 of their timeouts. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining. That is a 13-play, 79-yard drive in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Chris, I would say both offenses feel like they've left some points out on the field, right? The Spiders, after they got the fumble recovery with a short field, couldn't punch it in for a touchdown, had to settle for the field goal. And now Towson, a very impressive drive, gets it to 1st and goal, and they can't get in the end zone and settle for a field goal.
Absolutely. It's opportunity. Anytime you get an opportunity, you want to get the most out of opportunity, which is not field goals, it's touchdowns. And so the Spiders on that turnover left 4 points on the board, not to mention the extra point. And Towson down there felt like, hey, they did the work to get a touchdown, didn't get there, had to settle for the field goal. They do get the ball first in the second half. This is just good, just gritty CAA football in November. Another day in the CAA. Just good football here, competitive all the way around. And I think we're seeing great line play on both sides of the ball, offensive line play.
It does feel like a November game where there's plenty at stake for both teams, and we expected this kind of game today on homecoming here at Robins Stadium. See what the Spiders might do with a little over 60 seconds to go in the half. Garcia will look to start it, but his return only gets him to the 20-yard line. Terrific coverage by Towson, and that might impact what Winston October does here from his own 19-yard line with 61 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, not a lot you can do here. Maybe you take a look and see what happens on the first play or two. Towson kicker does a great job because it's one thing to kick it to the 2 or 3 yard line. He puts a ton of height on it, so by the time you catch it, that kickoff team, they're right on you if you're Garcia. So there's not been a whole lot he can do. They've executed that really well.
And you wonder how aggressive Pete Shinnick would be here, Chris. He's got all 3 timeouts remaining. as well. He may, if he can get some stops, force Aaron Trussler to come on and have to punt the ball down that field. So this thing's not done yet here in the second quarter. If the Spiders could break one, they could use their timeouts. If Towson makes some stops, they could use their timeouts.
Long field for the Spiders. Long way to go there. You don't even start talking about anything till you get to that 50.
Play clock, 25 seconds.
So the Spiders start at their own 19. Coleman 10 of 14, 143 yards. The 2 touchdown passes, both to Landon Ellis today. See how the Spiders play it from their own 19. They're going to go up top. Coleman's throwing down the sideline, and he overthrows Nick DeGennaro.
Weren't on the same page.
No, they weren't.
Like they were running a different route. I like the decision. Take a shot. Like we said, first down. If you can get something on first down, that really determines what you do after this. And now it gets tricky for both teams. If you're Richmond, do you run it here and try to run this clock? And if so, if you're Shinnick from Towson, do you call a timeout?
No doubt you're calling timeouts, Chris, because the clock stopped there on the incompletion, so you'd even have one in your pocket. Zach Palmer-Smith doesn't get much at all.
Wow.
Now Pete Shinnick is saying, yeah, let's use it. Took him a few seconds there to decide whether he wanted to or not, much to what we were talking about, and he does use the timeout. And if they could get a stop here, they would use another timeout, and they could come after Aaron Trussler if they wanted to. They could set up a return. They likely will have relatively decent field position. Get a good look at
good personality.
Yes, he does, right?
Keeps everybody smiling, got a great personality. All right, Coach Black, what are you doing here if you're the offense coordinator for the Spiders? 3rd and 7, you just want to run it and try to do something here? Do you actually go for the first down?
Well, I don't just want to run it. I want to run it to get a first down, which could mean Zach Palmer-Smith. It might mean some sort of rollout for Cam Coleman. But I think, Chris, you got to come up with some kind of play here that does have an opportunity to get you that first down.
Absolutely.
Whether that's a rollout pass, take your chances with it.
We've seen the short digs and crossing routes work for the Spiders quite a bit in that first drive, especially of the game. Towson has made some adjustments. Coleman's been getting time.
Here we go. 3rd down and 7. He will throw for it if he gets a chance, which he does not, and has to throw it over the head of Zach Palmer-Smith because he was being bared down upon, and this couldn't have worked out any better for the Towson Tigers. They are not only going to force the punt, but they still have 2 of their 3 timeouts remaining, and they'll have about 35 seconds or so, maybe a little bit less than that, at the end of this punt by Aaron Trussler to maybe do something before they go into the locker room. Trussler with a good kick to the far side of the field. That is exactly what the Spiders wanted. That's why he is an all-conference kicker. Not only did he kick it away from Dunmore, but he put some air underneath it, and then he took a terrific roll.
Coach Houston's been rough on him the last couple games because he hasn't been getting it in and out of the end zone. I tell you what, that one was a flipping the field, game changing. Really, this is not a good situation for the defense, but to go from his 10, gets the bounce right there, gets another 20 yards or so, all the way down to the 11-yard line. On the other side of the field, man, it doesn't get much better than that. That's what you're looking for from your special teams.
Which will certainly impact what the Towson Tigers do in this situation. 67-yard punt for Trussler, who's had 3 70-plus yard punts in his career. We're going to hand it off to Chris Watkins. Watkins gets a few yards and then fumbles the ball at about the 13-yard. Who's got the ball in his hands?
I tell you what, the Watkins breaks one tackle and is trying to just keep going, get a couple extra yards. And I'm not sure, maybe that was Jeremiah Grant. Somebody from behind hits him right there.
That is team defense right there, right, Chris?
How about that?
One player holds him up with the tackle, and the other player punches the ball out.
And Jeremiah Grant just being smart. He was going for the punch the entire way. Man, that's just good football. That's just understanding the game. And this is an opportunity. What am I losing? If I do miss that tackle, what he catches, he gets a couple extra yards. So you go for the punch.
Look at Carson Stoklinski. Stoklinski, that is just great tackling to allow Jeremiah Grant, who even lost his helmet on the play, to do what he did. Wow. Now 22 seconds remain in the half. Back goes Coleman to throw. Crossing pattern is almost intercepted. Wow, what an end to the first half we've had.
He looked at that the entire way.
And it'll be second down at the 14-yard line.
He looked at that the entire way. Can't do that. I'm sure that gave Coach Huseman a heart attack. So now you're in a situation, hey, you got to trust your quarterback, see if you take one more shot, and then if it doesn't work, you set up the field goal.
Handoff to Zach Palmer-Smith. He fights for yardage inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line with 13 seconds. Boy, any kind of points here you'll take, because it will make it a 2-possession game going to the locker room at halftime, which you didn't think you were going to have about 2 minutes ago.
I'll tell you what I'm doing. You got to trust your young quarterback. It's November. You got to get better. These are the type of games you're going to see from this point on out. I'm giving him a shot to throw it into the end zone. If it doesn't work, we come back and kick the field goal. I know Coach Huseman is probably nervous about that decision because he's a defensive guy, but I think that's what you got to do.
Russ has walked away from the offensive huddle, letting Winston October talk with his offense. He may have already given Winston some instructions on what he wanted him to do, but he did walk away and let Winston handle what the Spiders are going to do here on 3rd down and 4.
Hey, Coach Huseman's a defensive guy. He loves some special teams. He loves offensive line. I don't know about the quarterbacks and everybody else.
He's got Coleman with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 3rd and 4 at the 8. He pumps. He fakes left. He runs right. He'll run with the football. He will get to the 5-yard line, and the Spiders will call their last timeout with 1 second to go in the half. Coach Huseman was actually calling for that timeout with about 5 seconds to go in the half, and the officials either didn't hear him or ignored him. But they did get the timeout, and the Spiders will be able to run the 4th down play.
Doesn't see what he wants. Just tucks it, gets it up the field. Get down on the ground. Don't give up that fumble. Get down on the ground. Quick timeout. Get a shot for a field goal here. Let's see who kicks this field goal. See who comes in.
Well, it's been Sean O'Hare for the couple of field goals here. The attempts, the PAT, and the field goal. And it is the young freshman out of Kildare, Ireland, out of the hold of the Aussie, Aaron Trussler. Brian Catanzarite is good old born in the USA, the Spider long snapper. 22-yard field goal on the last play of the first half for Sean O'Hare, and he drives it up and good. So the Spiders will have the 2-possession lead at halftime. The fumble forced by Jeremiah Grant, recovered by Jabril Hayes just before the end of the half, allows the Spiders to significantly put 3 more on the board, take a 19-10 lead into the locker room. Time for our Bar West Coach's Corner. Before Coach Huseman goes into that locker room, he chats with our Lane Casadante.
Thanks, Bob. Coach, how big was the last 2 minutes, especially for your defense, the hold to the field goal and then creating the turnover here?
Yeah, it's a big stop to hold them to the field goal. We're really leaky on defense right now. Just not playing tremendous, but we created 2 turnovers, which really helped, obviously. So, offensively, we got the ball on the 1-yard line and 2 penalties. Instead of getting a touchdown, we have to settle for a field goal there. We can't make these stupid mistakes, but at least we're opportunistic on defense here and giving it the ability to score some points here.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Bob?
All right, Lane, thanks. Our Bar West Coach's Corner with Spider head coach Russ Huesman. And I do sense a little bit of relief there in his voice, Chris, that they were able to punch that one in at the end and get that field goal and make this back to a 2-score lead, especially knowing Towson's going to get the ball to start the third quarter.
I can tell you what I sense. I sense all-American play by Jeremiah Grant. Those two fumbles, those two turnovers are from number 2. He comes in as one of the best in the country. He's played like one of the best in the country. We needed both of those turnovers. They've been difference makers when you look at the score 19-10. When you're thin on defense, you're leaky, you got injuries, you need your top guys to make big plays. He's been big in this first half.
It has been a solid CAA football first half in November between two teams really going at it. And Richmond with a 19-10 halftime lead on the top.
When it comes to local sports talk, there is only one choice, 106.1 ESPN. We do it every weekday with Big Al in the morning, plus Matt Josephs and Bob Black in the afternoon. 106.1 ESPN, streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
Luck Chevrolet is the Chevy truck expert, period. If you use your truck for work, play, or both, go where the truck guys go. Luck has a truck for every budget. Luck is the dealer to help your business be more productive. They've got all types of commercial vehicles, SUVs, and regular trucks available to replace your aging vehicle inventory. In person on Route 1 in Ashland or online at luckchevrolet.com. Buy your new truck from Luck Chevrolet in Ashland.
When a market shift is around the corner, invest in an entire sector and get ahead of the curve. Is it so radical to be so rational? Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Go to sectorspiders.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully. Sector Spiders, the 11 sectors of the S&P 500.
Hey, which school did she decide on?
She's still only 5.
Come on! I think she should go to all the colleges.
I mean, where's that sticker stuff?
Invest 529 accounts can be used at all public, private, and even out-of-state schools. Learn more at invest529.com.
Whichever one you hit first wins.
When it comes to local sports talk, there is only one choice, 106.1 ESPN. We do it every weekday with Big Al in the morning, plus Matt Josephs and Bob Black in the afternoon. 106.1 ESPN, streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
Along with Chris Anderson in the booth, Lane Casadante down on the field, Bob Black back with you. Saturday afternoon football here in the capital city of the Commonwealth, and Richmond with a 9-point lead on Towson at the break. It's our Bryant Heating and Cooling halftime show. We welcome you back. We'll get you some stats. We'll get you some out-of-town scores, get you some highlights from the first half coming up. But we want to start here at halftime by zeroing in on one of the more tenured and veteran Richmond Spiders, and one of the Spiders team captains. We talk so much about the play of that offensive line. Head coach Russ Huesman has always said it's his favorite position group on the team, that offensive line, and no one's been doing it longer or better in this group than sixth-year grad student Tom Elia, who today is playing in his 50th game for the Richmond Spiders and made his 34th consecutive start. 6'3", 296-pound grad student, as we said, in his sixth year here at Pittsburgh. The captain, the native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Maybe he feels like a native of Richmond, Virginia at this point. Let's zero in and focus in and take a look and listen to our feature on Spider captain and setter Tom Elia.
It's been a really fun year so far. We're winning a lot of games. We're kind of on a roll right now. It's just great to be around the guys for one last year, and it's been a lot of fun so far. So it's definitely up there in the most fun years I've had playing the game of football. So I just know the Richmond Center tradition's great. Obviously the guy before me, Clayton McConnell, was a stud, first team all-conference guy. And then the guys before him were also studs. I think they were all all-conference too. So it's just trying to continue that tradition of high-level center play.
I'll start by saying it's the most important position on the offensive line.
you're only as good as your center and how well they play. And obviously Richmond's done a really good job of developing those guys. You know, we've been fortunate. We've had two really good ones in Clayton McConnell and Tom Elias since we've been here. So just, you know, they work hard. They show unbelievable leadership. So you got to have a great one there.
We'll push the mic to the actual mic, gut out to the sanding space. If it's a 4-eye, obviously the tackle's down on that. Caught bad,
Tom is a special football player. I've been around some really, really good centers, but Tom is extremely smart. And the other thing is he's extremely consistent from a physical standpoint and a mental standpoint, and the way he approaches game week every week. He's consistent, and that's really helped us this year.
Best centers know how to use their guards the most, meaning that I have awesome guards around me. Cade Salyer, Scott Hummel, Keith Gouveia when healthy. I mean, they've been great all year, and I think the best centers know how to use their guards the most in the sense of with double teams, pass protection, just knowing that they're there and knowing what they're going to do in certain situations. And you know, when it comes to games, just overall philosophy, if you make a mistake, you have to have short-term memory. You got to just flush it and move on to the next play.
Hey, Mike 59, come!
I really think the on-the-field reads and making calls just comes with experience. That's given me a lot of confidence to make the calls because I've seen a lot of variation of different fronts throughout my career. So I think that's definitely installed confidence in myself. And when you have guys around you that you trust and that trust you, that they're going to listen to whatever I have to say on the field, then I think that's really what makes it great.
The other great thing about that is it allows us coaches to even push the tempo with new schemes or blocking stuff in unique ways. He can handle all of that, and that makes our jobs easier as well.
It's going by really fast. I think this is the fastest the season's gone by for me. And it really makes you think, like, you just got to take each and every moment in. Like, when you wake up in the morning on a Tuesday or Wednesday practice, you know, sometimes your body's hurting. But I think this being my last year has really put everything into perspective. Just trying to enjoy each and every moment with the guys, and each time I get to step on Robins Stadium, you know, it's just been a blessing to have this last year. So.
halftime show continues. Great looking shot there. Chris, we have been so blessed by the weather all year. I know you think I'm jinxing that for the final 3
really
weeks
are.
of the season, but the data says this has been just spectacular, and that is a picture-perfect shot right there.
Outstanding, and celebrating Hall of Fame weekend. We had some great ones we were recognized last night, and now on the field for halftime.
There is the class of 2024, left to right. TJ Klein from men's basketball, Rodney Elam from Spider football back in the early mid-70s. Megan Ogilvy, Spider soccer, took him to a Sweet 16. And Abby Oliver from women's basketball. And then for the first time, we had multiple teams of distinction. Our cross-country teams from 2010, both the men and women, were champions that year, and they were recognized last week. Terrific, basically standing room only crowd over at Jepson Alumni Center, and great speeches by all of the new inductees, and we congratulate them into the Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame, class of 2024. All right, back after the break, we'll get you some stats and some out-of-town scores. Towson head coach Pete Shinnick still coming up live with Lane when the Tigers come back out of the locker room before the start of the third quarter. 1910 Spiders at the break. Back in a moment.
Stay tuned to learn more about this limited time offer from Renewal by Andersen.
We all have that list of home improvement projects we need to do, and if replacing your home's windows and doors is on that list, you want to know that it's going to be affordable. I'm from Renewal by Andersen, and we've helped thousands of customers who are on a budget get our windows and doors for their home. How do we do it? Well, here's something you don't expect to hear from a window company. You don't have to upgrade all your windows and doors at the same time. We're really good at identifying the bad windows and those you can wait on replacing. And here's something we offer that you don't find with a lot of window companies or contractors: great financing options. With Renewal by Andersen, you can have monthly payments that'll probably be lower than your cable bill. With another program, you can get windows and doors now and not pay anything for an entire year. It's almost like free money. No wonder half of our customers finance. Before we talk about the warranty, think about other things you've bought. Did it sometimes feel like you had to buy the expensive extended warranty to get the good coverage? That's never the case with us. Our windows are so durable and our installers are so talented. Unlike some other companies, our warranties cover the windows, patio doors, and the installation.
It's really impressive that they sell the product, they manufacture the product, they install the product, because then you're dealing with one company, and you're dealing with one company that has a long-standing and solid reputation.
Let Renewal by Andersen help put great windows and doors in your budget this year.
For a limited time, when you buy one window, patio door, or entry door, you'll get the next one 40% off. That's 40% off. And our financing can help make this project more affordable. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Get new windows and doors now and don't pay anything for 18 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for a free appointment. 804-510-0122.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
Teams starting to trickle their way out of the locker room, getting set for the second half as we continue with our Bryant Heating and Cooling halftime. Chris, crunch some of these first half numbers. Fairly even. The Spiders with a little bit of advantage in most categories. They got over 5-minute advantage in time of possession, primarily because of that very first drive of the game.
Yeah, I can tell you what. So everything's even. Red zone strips, red zone points. I would say, obviously Spiders losing in penalty yards, but the big difference is easy. It's the turnovers. Spiders have managed to get two turnovers. They call 2 fumbles. Jeremiah Grant calls both of them, and both of those turnovers led to points. That is a huge difference maker, and that is really the difference maker right now, right? That's 10 points, essentially, or that's making a difference in the score right now. So Spiders, look, if you even looked at last year, when they made the run at the end of the year, one of the big things that where they started to really dominate the country was just turnover margin. And so far in the last few games, the Spiders have dominated turnover margin. That's been the difference maker today.
Yeah, the Spiders now +6 in that turnover department on the season. Look at that CAA scoreboard so far this afternoon. William and Mary blowing out NCA&T. Villanova in a tough one at Hampton. Future Spider opponent with a 20-7 lead there. Stony Brook in a tight game with Bryant. This afternoon in Rhode Island, the other unbeaten team losing in the fourth quarter to Monmouth. We'll keep our eye on that one when we get to the second half of our game. Tigers are just now coming back out onto the field, and head coach Pete Shinnick is going to make his way over with our Lane Casadante here in just a moment. See if we can get the Towson head coach, see what his thoughts on that first half are all about and what the Tigers will have to do in the second half. Pete Shinnick, the second-year head coach of the Towson Tigers, and Lane Casadante standing with the Towson head coach. Lane?
All right, Bob, thanks very much. Coach, the Richmond defensive front, you said you liken them to North Dakota State. Have they come as advertised today?
They certainly are playing very well. We're having trouble against them, and they're the ones creating some problems for us.
You have had a couple of long, sustained drives in the first half. What's the key to doing that again in the second half?
Yeah, we got to be balanced. We got to keep being able to throw the ball, run the ball, be able to keep them off guard. Again, they do a great job. I mean, there's a reason they're the #1 scoring defense in the conference.
But you're still within striking distance here at halftime. What's the biggest thing you got to work on second half?
Yeah, we just got to come out and be more consistent. Obviously, we turned the ball over. That resulted in 6 points. I mean, it's a different game if that isn't taking place. We got to hold the ball and be smart with our possession.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Good luck the second half.
Thank you.
Bob, back to you guys.
Towson head coach Pete Shinnick will be back with the second half kickoff and action coming up after the break. 19-10 Spiders. That's your Bryant Heating and Cooling halftime show. Ready to go. Second half from Robins Stadium. Richmond with a 19-10 lead. A little different than the last two weekends going into the second half where the Spiders had comfortable leads and were able to milk the clock and win games kind of going away. We didn't think that was going to happen today, Chris. We thought their Spiders will need to score in the second half. Let's put it that way, right?
And we came in knowing this was going to be a tough one. Like I said, November football, CAA football. McManus has done a good job last 2 kickoffs getting us into the end zone. If he can continue to do that, I think that would be great.
So here we go. Settle in with us. Second half CAA football in November. This one is high but very short. Londano will take it at about the 12-yard line, middle of the field, and he has a seam to the outside across the 25 and up to about the 26-yard line. So still pretty good coverage there by the Spiders special teams, and Towson's offense coming out.
Yeah, Amir Haskett coming down and making that tackle. Again, true freshman, he's going to have to play. We was expected just to play mostly special teams today, but we've had the injury to Trainer. He's been out. We'll see what the status will be on him in the second half.
The official word that we got at halftime, unlikely to return in the second half. He is standing on the sideline, but no helmet in sight, and that's usually the indication when the equipment staff takes the helmet away. Nobody wants you going back in the game. All right, from the 26, Sean Brown, 10 of 14 in the first half. He will hand off to start the second half at a terrific open field tackle on Tyrell Green by Jabril Hayes, who is really kind of sucking it up here and playing, right?
This is a tough game for him. This is tough football for him. Not that anybody wants to play on a bad leg, but it is significantly tough when you're on that back end and it's all about speed and you're not at your full speed.
Second down and 6, and they're going to run it again and get close to the first down marker, maybe about a yard shy, as Green with back-to-back carries here in the second half. Matthews had 51 yards in the first half, and now Tyrell Green with his 6 carries, and he's up to 25 yards. And now he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage by Jordan Allen, and down he goes back at the 30-yard line. A terrific defensive play by Allen.
Absolutely. Towson tried to do something a little different there. It looked like a direct snap. Didn't see that coming. The Spiders saw it. They were ready for it and made the tackle. How about this? Direct snap.
It was. You're
fooled
correct.
Everybody but Jordan Allen.
Man, what a
gets
play.
out there and makes a tackle. That's big time.
The Patrick Henry product out of Rockville, who's been shuttled back and forth between safety and linebacker. He's a full-time safety right now, Chris, with all of the injuries that the Spiders have. There's no doubt about that. And there is an injured Towson player. Came a little bit away from that play. It looks like Gene Germain, redshirt junior offensive guard. Now walking off under his own power and jogging. That's a good sign for him and the Tigers. Uh-oh. That's not our replay system. Our replay system is okay, I believe. That would be the replay system into the booth. Yeah. Jennings Custis is the replay official. Art Brown is the referee on the field. But not to be lost in that, the Spiders get the 3 and out, but here comes a fake, and they'll get the first down and more into Richmond territory. A gamble pays off for the Towson Tigers. Deion Cruz Harris, the defensive lineman, takes the snap and picks up the Towson first down. Wow.
Did see a flag on the play. I don't know what it was. It looked like it was down the field, so I think it'll still be a first down.
Well, faked our camera person.
And I'm not even, there's a face mask.
That could have been a face mask on, on Deion Cruz Harris, right? So it's still going to be Towson ball and a first down, I think. I think that's what they're talking about right now. If that's an offensive penalty, would it negate the play?
That's a good question. I'm going to tell you what, Richmond really wasn't fooled by that. That was just an athletic play. Let's see.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 40. That 15-yard penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. It is a first down.
Spot of the foul.
Yeah, because the penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. Even if you go back 15 yards, it's still a first down. That's accurate. Wow, what a crazy play. What a gamble by Coach Shinnick here.
Look at Deion Cruz Harris. I mean, we have someone there. It's just good athletic play. And Landon Ellis tries to come up and make the tackle, and that's where you see the face mask.
It's a great effort by Landon. I mean, and he's a big guy. He's one of the Spiders' bigger receivers, but he's not 250 pounds like Cruz Harris. It will be a first down at the 36, and they'll keep the football here. Handoff to Matthews. Spiders have penetration but couldn't bring him down. And there goes Matthews. And he's gone down the sideline with one man to beat in the red zone inside the 20 and knocked out of bounds by Chance Graves. However, there's another penalty flag all the way back at about the 37-yard line, and this one's coming back for holding.
And you can see that anytime you don't see the Towson, they didn't get excited on their sideline. They obviously saw it as well.
Holding. Offense, number 11. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, that's a guy whose name we haven't called the entire day. I just mentioned to you, Chris, I'm like, is he not playing? Jason Doss is their second leading wide receiver, redshirt freshman transfer from Fresno State. And kind of tough for them that the first time that we mention his name that he's being called out for the holding penalty.
Oh, yeah.
Right there on Trey Tomlinson.
Kind of an easy one right in front of the ref.
So they've
But
gained some positive
unnecessary.
yards on the last couple of plays, but the officials have pushed them back here. They've pushed themselves back with the flag, so they're right at midfield, though. Kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Brown steps back to throw. Down the sideline looking for Doss, and this one is over his head and out of play. Chance Graves on the coverage for the Spiders.
Chance Graves is in perfect position, right where he needed to be, and gets his eyes back on the ball.
So 2nd down and 10. Pete Shinnick, I think, would disagree with you there, Chris. He thought that could have been interference.
We'll see.
But no call. 2nd down and 10 right at midfield. 19-10 Spiders, opening drive of the 3rd quarter that has featured a fake punt. This is Green looking to turn the left corner, and he'll get about 4 to the Spider 46-yard line.
Tell you what, the Spiders are getting pressure, and I think the Green and really there's just both running backs for Towson are doing a good job of finding the crease. They don't need much. Spiders are getting pressure, but there's a crease right there.
Carter Glassmeyer in on that tackle, and Wayne Galloway. The 2 names we really haven't called much for Towson today, Jason Doss, the wide receiver, and Carter Runyon, the tight end. 2 of their top 3 pass catchers. Runyon, in fact, is their number 1 guy, and Doss is number 3.
I would keep all eyes on Runyon, especially right here.
On 3rd down and 6, they go to the sideline, and the pass is caught by Dunmore for the first down. John Dunmore picks it up at the Spider 34-yard line.
Yeah, Dunmore has been another good one. Makes a lot of big plays, particularly down here as you get to the 30-40, and I've seen him get in the end zone quite a bit.
Hurry up offense here. Brown scrambles, and he'll throw this one away, and he had number 2 in his face again. Jeremiah Grant has had a day.
Putting pressure.
So now 2nd down and 10 at the Spider 34. This drive has now been 10 plays, including the fake punt.
Towson's not going to go far away from that run.
Right.
This is still who they are. They're going to come back at some point, run that ball.
They're now up to 122 yards running. They'll pass here on 2nd down and 10 over the middle and incomplete. A lot of blue jerseys on that one, and Brown just pretty much threw that one away. And now here's where the Spider offense needs a stop on 3rd down and 10 on what might be 4-down territory at the Spider 34.
Could be. The way they took that shot and they passed right there, maybe they are thinking this is 4-down territory based on what they do right here. That time they were all eyes on Runyon. I don't blame them. 6'6", trying to give him a shot down here, but the Spiders were looking for it.
Empty the backfield here. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. 3rd and 10 at the Spider 34.
There's quarterback draw here.
Deep drop. Here come the Spiders. Brown is going to run, and he gets tripped up from behind. Who do you think that was? Jeremiah Grant again with the ankle tackle, and all-out dive at the 33-yard line. What an effort.
What an effort. If he doesn't make that tackle, the quarterback may still be running. Jeremiah Grant, man, just another big play. Jeremiah Grant comes in, gets that one leg is all he needs. Big, strong guy gets him to the ground.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 9 at the Spider 33. They were 4 for 4 last week against Monmouth on 4th down. 4th and 9. Brown in the pocket. Now he scrambles to the sideline, loops it downfield, and it is
out of bounds.
Caught. It's caught at the 3-yard line by Runyon. A great catch for his first catch of the day.
I'm sure they'll take a look at that. It looked like he was out of bounds. You see Towson's getting to the ball. They want to run that play quickly.
Well, it doesn't really matter. If the replay system is still down, we wouldn't get a replay anyway. And the Spiders want a replay. And I don't know if the replay system is back up. It is just next door. Remember, our referee, Art Brown, had told us that the replay was down.
Everybody on the Spiders sideline seems to think that was out of bounds. Let's see what we have here. Looked like he was.
Well, let's find out from Mr. Brown.
Oh, boy.
No, again, I don't think there is any replay at the moment. Why wouldn't you be looking at it if they had the ability to do so?
I think they're going to. Oh,
now,
boy.
Pete Shinnick wants an explanation. But both teams are down where Runyon caught that ball at the 4-yard line. 29-yard gain on 4th and 9.
This is a tough one. I guess they, like you said, if it's down, they can't look at it.
Nope.
You got to go with the call. And I also wonder if the referee makes that call because he's expecting it to be looked at. But
that's a great point.
Because that's usually what they're told to do. Hey, say it's a catch, and if it's not, we'll take a look at it. Well, couldn't do that here.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Tyrell Green to the pylon and is easily into the end zone for the touchdown. What an impressive drive by the Towson Tigers to include 4th and 9 and a 29-yard completion from Sean Brown to Carter Runyon, his first catch of the day.
Yeah, and look, and that's just stick-to-itiveness, staying with it and belief. And just the fact that they went for it on 4th and 9, a lot of confidence in your team. Obviously, there's some questions about that call, but, hey, you got to keep playing. The Spiders got to keep playing. And Towson did and got the touchdown on this one.
Green takes it in from 4 yards out for his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. And the PAT to make it a 2-point game again is on the way and good. So a 13-play drive featuring a fake punt on 4th down and a 29-yard completion on 4th and 9. And then Tyrell Green takes it in from 4 yards out. We got a good one going at Robins Stadium as we go to break. Richmond with a 2-point lead. Friends, Richmond Athletics would like to thank CoStar Group and Bon Secours Health System for stepping up as cornerstone corporate partners. CoStar Group and Bon Secours are already pillars of the Richmond community, and their transformative commitment to Richmond Athletics shows that they can be counted on as cornerstone partners. What a drive by the Tigers. Took up just barely 4 minutes, but 13 plays and 74 yards.
It looked like a team that's hungry to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They get it. They got to win out to get to the playoffs. So in that situation, you go for 4th and 9. You fake field goals. You do a fake punch. You do whatever you got to do to keep the drives going and keep points on the board. Spiders have to answer the call right here by the offense.
Caden Williams with the kick. Drives this one deep. It'll bounce and be fumbled by Garcia at the goal line. He picks it up and bounces to the outside, but there's a penalty flag down here too on an infraction that now there are even more penalty flags down as there's some pushing and shoving. But there is going to be a foul on this side of the field, Chris, literally on the Towson sideline, and the play was on the other side of the field 40 yards away. So we have multiple penalties to sort out here.
A lot of conversations. Look like every ref threw a penalty. So it's like, which one are we going to go with here?
Yes. This is flags, plural.
Either way, I don't think it's going to work out well for the Spiders.
Nope.
It's going to push them back and go get a great start here. From the fumbling of the catch, he only got out to what, the 15 maybe?
Right. Yep. So the Spiders likely could be starting really deep in their territory, pending what Art Brown tells us.
Committed by the return team. Illegal blindside block, number 41. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, return team, number 3. Both penalties are enforced half the distance to the goal line, first down.
Well, that is not going to please Russ Huseman, either one of those penalties on Zach Chambers and Kwanye Vini. And the Spiders will be pinned up close to their goal line here.
Backs up against the wall. Definitely limits you offensively. You want to get out, obviously try to get it out. Towson is going to be setting up and looking for that run. Spiders, if you can do anything to get out here, try to see if you can get a first down, get to the 20-yard line, and get some breathing room.
Richmond protecting now a 2-point lead at 19-17. And the Spiders will start at their 4-yard line.
The replay system is active.
A little bit too late for the Spiders' liking, although we have watched the replay of the Runyon catch several times, and I don't think there would have been anything that could have overturned the ruling that it was a catch on the field. And the Spiders just trying to get some breathing room there, and they don't get it on first down. Just a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Cam Snell coming up, getting his nose in there, making a big tackle. And this is tough because often coordinator, you come, maybe you looked at halftime and you have some things you want to do, but right now, first thing you got to do is get your back off of the end zone.
2nd down and 8. The ball at the 6. Coleman has receivers left and right. He's going to look to throw from his own end zone. He's got DeGennaro at the 10, Nick out to the 15 and out of bounds, but that's a big-time play because it gives the Spiders not only some breathing room, but a first down.
Yeah, DeGennaro just doing a good job off the ball. Sells deep and gets that corner to open up, and then he breaks to the out. Really an easy pass for Coleman.
It's when you need your go-to guy, and
Yes,
Nick DeGennaro is a go-to guy.
Created plenty of separation for Coleman and just to lay it in there.
Going to try it to the other side of the field. Garcia makes the catch. That's a solid gain as he gets out to the 26 and picks up 8 or 9 yards. So 2 really good throws there by Coleman.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yep.
It was just a hitch, but it was a long one all the way from the other hash.
Give him 9 on this one. 2nd down and 1. Spiders get out across the 25-yard line now. Put 2 receivers left and Palmer Smith to the left. He takes the handoff, and again, not much doing. He will get enough, I think, for the first down. He does, so that's significant. Moves the chains, gives the Spiders a fresh series of downs, and it's kind of what you want to do here as you climb your way out of that hole.
It is. Now, if you're Towson, yeah, you've given up a couple of big plays, and they're only at the 20, little past the 20 with the 25-yard line. But if you're Spiders, you got to keep moving. This is what you want to do. Pass when you got to pass, run when you need to run, be as balanced as possible. At some point, see if you can catch him off guard.
Coleman to the air on 1st and 10 with the pump, and he's throwing downfield for Nick DeGennaro, who can't get to it. but we will get defensive holding. The penalty flag flying right away. Pass interference.
Defense, number 32.
Will be the call.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
At a Spider first down. And I got to believe, Chris, if there wasn't the interference or the hold, whatever, that's a touchdown. Right?
Absolutely. He ran a double move. And look, in terms of cornerback Brown, really, honestly, he did the right thing. When you get beat that badly and you bite completely, you got to hold pass interfere. You got to do something not to give up the points. It's really a win at the college level for 15 yards. That's not bad.
Almost had a Tiger defensive lineman, Dunbar, in the middle jump offside, but he got back from the 42. Handoff, Zach Palmer-Smith to about the 46. So 4 more on first down as the Spiders approach midfield.
Just being consistent. If you keep running the ball right there, doing a little NASCAR, getting right to the ball here. See if they can catch Towson off guard.
And I think that's going to be offside on Towson. I think their defensive lineman jumped into the neutral zone first.
Offside, defense, number 45, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Always simple. It's funny when you go NASCAR and you change the pace. It's just interesting how it can throw everything off. Definitely jumps into the neutral zone.
And the Spiders get into Towson territory now.
The pointing game begins.
And the handoff the fake to Zach Palmer-Smith, and there goes Cam Coleman down the near sideline and out of bounds. What a great fake as he put it in ZPS's gut and then pulled it out, and away he went down the near sideline.
Told you, that one's been in the holster all game long. I knew it would come at some point. I expected to see it more down here towards the end zone, or maybe Coleman made that read on his own. Look at that, like everybody. Look at that back. That defensive back, he's flying in, coming down. Nobody there for Coleman as he sneaks outside. Got to keep him honest. Great job by Coleman on that one.
That's a 25-yard gain down to the 24-yard line. First down, Spiders. This time it is ZPS with a little shake and bake. Gets inside the 20, down to the 18. Chris, remember, this drive started at the Spider 4-yard line.
Plowing away. Just love the balance of this drive. We've seen a little bit of everything. Coleman has thrown the ball. He's run the ball. Again, nothing magical, no trickery, just good, solid football. And ZPS just doing what he needs to do, picking up yardage.
Second down and 4. Palmer, this might be Aziz Foster Powell in the game for the first time. Takes the handoff but doesn't gain any yards. And he will come right out, and Zach Palmer-Smith is back in there. Now a critical 3rd and 4.
That was Towson's first negative yardage or no gain play of this drive. Puts you in a tough situation here, 3rd and medium.
Receivers left and right for Coleman on 3rd down and 4. And the Spiders with a reverse to Nick DeGennaro, and DeGennaro's going to go down all the way back at the 30-yard line.
That's a big one. Takes you out of field goal range. You gotta throw that ball out of bounds. If you can't do anything, you can't get away. You got to throw that ball out of bounds. I'm sure that'll be the conversation. You want us to run that? Got to get that ball out. Big play by Towson on that one. Big play.
Well,
not sure who that was. If that was Dunbar again. He's been havoc in the backfield. This makes it a deep field goal.
This will be a 47-yarder for the youngster Sean O'Hare. Puts his foot into it, tumbling for those uprights, and it is good! Sean O'Hare from 48 yards out puts 3 on the board for the Spiders on a drive that started at their own 4-yard line. And it gives the Spiders a 5-point lead. 5:50 to go, 3rd quarter. 22-17, Spiders. Puts 3 on the board.
Over 35 years ago, a simple idea sparked our journey to digitize the world's real estate, empowering all people to discover properties, insights, and connections. that grow their businesses and lives, fueled by constant advancements, achieving new milestones each year. We're transforming an over $300 trillion industry. Imagine what we'll do next.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Richmond, trust Cabell Childress. He's my personal realtor.
He truly lives up to his motto of personal attention, proven results.
We had a really successful experience working with the Cabell Childress Group, and we would do it again in a heartbeat.
Cabell Childress and his team handled all aspects of our buying and selling experience, making our process stress-free.
They had a personalized game plan and followed it to success.
And I appreciate that old-fashioned hard work. We know the Richmond real estate market, and that will get you a competitive advantage.
Hey, which school did she decide on?
She's still only 5.
Come on! I think she should go to all the colleges.
I mean, where's that sticker stuff?
Invest 529 accounts can be used at all public, private, and even out-of-state schools. Learn more at invest529.com.
Whichever one you hit first wins.
106.1 ESPN is your home of all things Spiders. We affectionately call this the crossover season because we got football going and basketball starting. And it will Monday night with a special edition of Behind the Web with head men's basketball coach Chris Mooney at World of Beer out in Short Pump from 6 to 7. Our official season opening tip-off show. We hope you'll come on out and join us or tune it in on 106.1 ESPN. But Monday night at World of Beer in Short Pump for our Behind the Web Coaches Show with head coach Chris Mooney to tip off the season.
2 coaches shows in a week, so you're getting all the food and the beer. It's a good life, man. You're living a good life.
Well, I will take all the food. That is, you're right about that. All right, McManus with a high kick that'll be taken at about the 4-yard line and out to about the 25-yard line goes Vincent Brown. Backup defensive back who takes that kick, and the Tigers will start at the 25-yard line. Officially a 47-yard field goal, obviously career long for the true freshman O'Hare as he knocks it through.
I'm sure Towson is just saying, hey, when we don't turn the ball over, we're moving the ball, we're having progress. And that's on that last drive. They took some chances and it worked. Again, they're playing like a team that's hungry.
Matthews in the game at running back now. He's the leading ground gainer in the game. 9 carries, 75 yards. Here comes his 10th carry. And this time he has stood up. Spiders win the battle of the trenches on that one. Looked like Carson Stoklinski was the first one to stand him up face to face after just a 2-yard gain. He's been solid. Both of those guys in the middle, Chris, Stoklinski and Fitz. We don't call their name a lot, but they're playing a lot.
They're playing. 7, 8, 9 guys playing defensive line. That might have been us in game 1 or 2. We haven't been there in a long time. These guys they're warriors out there.
Brown throws over the middle. Runyon, the tight end, makes the catch, coming right up the seam at the hash mark at the 45-yard line for a first down.
And again, we knew they were going to get Runyon the ball. Big guy, 6'6", that time. Just found the hole. Gets behind the linebacker, but in front of the safety.
Guy who started his career at Division III at Shenandoah here in the Commonwealth. First and 10 from the 45 to the near sideline, and that one's juggled up in the air by Doss, and it goes incomplete. Glassmeyer on the coverage for Richmond. Mentioned Carter Glassmeyer for the Spiders and Will Middleton for Towson, both transfers from St. Francis, were their top 2 tacklers a season ago, and now find Middleton at Towson and Glassmeyer at Richmond.
We got the younger one in that deal.
Did.
I think we feel good about that. Glassmeyer has been great and has a couple more years with us.
Exactly. Was the defensive rookie of the year last season in the Northeast Conference. Middleton was all second team. Brown to throw, and it's caught shy of the first down at the Spider 47-yard line by Londano, who has had his biggest day of the season. Lucas Londano, redshirt junior out of Fairview, New Jersey. And now a Spider who was trying to get off the field. I think that Jabril Hayes.
I'm not sure if it's his shoulder.
Don't
trying to get off the ground. They told him, hey, just go down and we'll. Catch your breath, take a look at you.
He's been out with the ankle injury and has really been a warrior today, playing through it. The Spiders have needed it. Matthew Traynor is out, unlikely to return. Jabril getting up and walking to the Spider sideline.
The way he was running off, I don't think it was anything lower body. I don't know if it's his shoulder. They'll take him to the tent. We'll get a word from that.
So a big 3rd and 1 here for Towson. The Tigers are 4 for 8, converting third downs. They've got Green in the game as their running back here. They'll line up the backup tight end Malik Jackson in the backfield as a blocker potentially for Green. It's a rollout and under pressure, and throwing it away is Brown. Quantrell Morris Walker coming on a blitz, a rare Spider blitz. And it'll be 4th and 1 at the Spider 46.
And what did we say? We don't blitz very often, but it's timely. It's usually always seems to catch the other team off guard.
I want you to explain something to me, Coach Anderson. It's 4th and 1. I think most of us in the stadium think Green's going to run the ball, and the Spiders call a blitz on 4th and 1. Or 3rd and 1. Now it's 4th and 1. Now they will hand it off, and in the backfield, Green goes down. Wayne Galloway came knifing through and knocked him off his feet. And the Spider defense with a tremendous stand, and the Spiders will take over.
You talk about tough play. You talk about 4th down, November football. November football in the CAA, that's what it looks like. 4th and inches, 4th and short. They want to go for it. Wayne Galloway stands up and makes a big play. Check the contact right there. Boom. Physicality. We came into this game saying, hey, the team that's most physical is going to have the opportunity to win. These are 2 physical programs. Wayne Galloway comes across, and I tell you what, finally gets that back down.
Yeah. Lane, what do you got down there on the field?
He's being evaluated for an ankle injury right now. He did walk off the field under his own power fairly well, but it is his ankle they're looking at.
Yeah, that's the same ankle that obviously kept him out of the game. I would assume it's the same ankle that kept him out of the game last week and out of practice most of this week. Now a short field here for the Spiders as they take over on downs, and there goes Zach Palmer-Smith. He is into Towson territory, knocking guys down on his way to the 45-yard line for a bruising gain of 8 for ZPS.
I would love to, on just my day off, go catch ZPS in the weight room. I mean, because he drags some guys. Contact is tough. Just strong lower body right here. Look at that. Breaking a couple tackles, dragging a couple guys.
2nd and 2. Gonna give it to him again. I don't think he quite got to the marker, although the second effort moves him forward. He got some help from his buddies there. And if the spot is accurate, well, the official had moved it to a 1st down, and then he stepped back.
Yeah, it's all about when that whistle was blown.
Left foot, right foot.
Right. Still close, right there, 3rd and inches.
Yep, 3rd and inches, you're right. As we hit the 3-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter, see if the Spiders can turn this into points after the great play by Galloway on 4th down. Coleman out of the gun, gives it to Zach Palmer-Smith. He's got the 1st down. Offensive line gave him just enough daylight to pick it up at the Towson 41.
When you're a big back, strong back, what you start to see at this point, you start to see some diving at the legs. Guys don't always want any. They're getting in there. You see some diving at the feet, diving at the legs. That's because you've been physical all game long. And that's not going to get it done. CPS just needs 1. He gets 2.5. Andrew King in the game.
Gives ZPS a well-deserved breather. He's up to 73 yards on 19 carries this afternoon.
Changing pace when he comes in the game, speed-wise.
But King unable to get that speed going because he gets stuffed after about a 2-yard gain to the Towson 39.
Haven't seen the Spiders really challenge Towson on the outside. Haven't seen any jet sweeps, any sweeps, anything to really get outside. At some point, see if we see something like that, maybe with King. Just throw Towson off a little bit.
2nd and 8 at the Tiger 39-yard line. Coleman with the drop to throw. He's going long, and he's got Garcia, who drops it at the goal line. He had it in his hands. He had the touchdown, and he dropped it.
I haven't seen much of that all year. Man, just a good route, a good call, totally thrown off. And Garcia has made some really tough catches today. And this one, he's wide open, delivers the ball, just drops it right there. Just doesn't get it. He'll get a chance to make that up, but that's a tough one.
Got to shake that one off, right? Short-term memory loss.
3rd and long here.
Coleman looking to go back to the air. Zips it for the sideline, and a leaping catch by Nick DeGennaro. There was contact over there, and DeGennaro hauls it in at the 33. He's going to be a couple of yards short. 4th down. Russ Huseman standing right by the down marker, deciding what to do here on 4th and 2 at the Towson 33.
Yeah, there were some other options, but I think he knew all the way he was going to DeGennaro. Short here. You got ZPS. I also got Coleman on the keep.
Spiders go for it on 4th and 2. Zach Palmer-Smith at the moment to the left of Cam Coleman.
So should try to get him to jump here.
Game clock heading down towards a minute, and the Spiders are actually going to use a timeout. Think about what they want to call here on 4th and 2. Now Towson's defense trying to get off the field with a 4th down stop after Richmond's defense just did the same thing.
Tough game, big game.
It really is.
This
is what we thought today would be, right?
And it's, remember I said it's we're no longer playing checkers, we're playing chess. So here you have your coaches. This is a chess match right now. What are they going to do? Because you have shown Coleman keeping the ball and running outside, so you just can't clamor everything on the inside after ZPS. If you're the Spiders, do you want to get Cam Coleman out on the outside, maybe give him the opportunity to throw the ball or run the ball? So there's a lot to talk about here. It's not necessarily 4th and inches. It looks like 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 2.
4th and 2. It's a solid 4th and 2.
So this is not just a, hand it off and he's definitely going to get it. You got to be a little creative here.
With 1:08 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Spiders with a 5-point lead. 4th and 2 at the Towson 33. Coleman with the football. He's going to try and throw for it. He scrambles, and he's going to be sacked for the first time today. And Towson's defense equal to the challenge, and the Tigers will take over.
Yeah, one of the few times you see Coleman kind of made a mistake there. He looked right at DeGennaro the entire time. He had a couple of guys open. I thought Vini made a good move and would have been wide open, but Coleman lined up knowing he wanted to go to DeGennaro. And Towson smart, just kind of doubled up on DeGennaro, didn't give him a chance.
That is the Richmond native right there, Rodney Roan Jr. The Richmonder out of Life Christian Academy, transfer from Hutchinson Community College, in on that quarterback sack. Journey Dunbar assisted on it, the big defensive tackle in the middle. Matthews gets the handoff, and he gets stood up by Wayne Galloway, who has now made back-to-back jarring tackles for the Spider defense.
How about this linebacker play? How about this linebacker play by the Spiders? We know that's the key to this defense. That's the core of this defense. Galloway's a captain and a leader. He's been doing this for a while. I remember when he was young with Tristan Wheeler, and just impact player right now.
2nd and 9 for Towson, and a long 9 at that, just outside the 40.
Keep an eye on Runyon here.
Brown, Spiders are coming. He throws and incomplete, looking for Reynolds at about the 45-yard line. Good coverage. Galloway now back in coverage on that one. And it'll be 3rd down and 9.
The thing I always say about Galloway, he's a balanced player. He's not just a run linebacker. Got Sealman in the game coming in on this one.
Carter Glassmeyer had his helmet ripped off there, and he'll have to come out for a play. So you're right, it's the freshman, the true freshman. Peyton Sealman in the game here.
I don't think this is all bad because this is a passing situation. Sealman can move, he can run a little bit.
3rd down and 9. The Tigers are 4 for 9 on 3rd.
I would keep eyes on Runyon. He's a big target.
He's in the slot.
Out.
Yep, to the left. Now that's him in motion. Tight to the line of scrimmage. Spiders rush 4. Linebackers back into coverage. Brown throwing over the middle, and the pass is caught by Watkins. Chris Watkins on a perfect throw by Sean Brown. He couldn't have put it anywhere else and still had that ball completed.
Really, that was a great pass. Great delivery. Gets it right in there. Big plays being made on both sides of the ball. Watkins, that's what they said. He doesn't play a lot, but he comes in on third downs and he is a playmaker.
That takes us to what should be a fantastic fourth quarter here at Robins Stadium on homecoming. The Spiders with a 22-17 lead as we possession game.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on, and to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
Over 35 years ago, a simple idea sparked our journey to digitize the world's real estate, empowering all people to discover properties, insights, and connections that grow their businesses and lives, fueled by constant advancements, achieving new milestones each year. We're transforming an over $300 trillion industry. Imagine what we'll do next.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Richmond, trust Cabell Childress. He's my personal realtor.
He truly lives up to his motto of personal attention, proven results.
We had a really successful experience working with the Cabell Childress Group, and we would do it again in a heartbeat.
Cabell Childress and his team handled all aspects of our buying and selling experience, making our process stress-free.
They had a personalized game plan and followed it to success.
And I appreciate that old-fashioned hard work. We know the Richmond real estate market, and that will get you a competitive advantage.
Luck Chevrolet is the Chevy truck expert, period. If you use your truck for work, play, or both, go where the truck guys go. Luck has a truck for every budget. Luck is the dealer to help your business be more productive. They've got all types of commercial vehicles, SUVs, and regular trucks available to replace your aging vehicle inventory. In person on Route 1 in Ashland or online at luckchevrolet.com. Buy your new truck from Luck Chevrolet in Ashland.
Richmond Athletics would like to thank CoStar Group and Bon Secours Health Systems for stepping up as cornerstone corporate partners. CoStar Group and Bon Secours, already pillars of the Richmond community, and their transformative commitment to Richmond Athletics shows that they can be counted on as cornerstone partners. Bob Black, Chris Anderson in the booth, Lane Casadante on the field, Blake Ellett directing our Spider TV crew as we go to the fourth quarter. Towson fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10 at the Spider 46.
Play action.
Brown to the air, over the middle of the field, and this one's going to be picked off. Jabril Hayes has it, and coming back upfield for the Spiders, across the 40, down the sideline, still on his feet, and he's going to take it all the way for the Spider. Touchdown on the pick six by Jabril Hayes.
Big time play. We talked about toughness. That guy's been wheeling on one wheel all day. He's got ankle injuries. He reads the play, he stays back, he picks it off, and then he makes magic happen. If this Spider defense, we just don't get turnovers. We turn turnovers into points. That's exactly what Jabril Hayes does there. Captain making a big play at big time moments. That is outstanding defense.
That is a 90-yard pick six. Interception return. Talk about Jabril big play Hayes, right? He had the 76-yard pick six earlier in the season, and now this one from 90 yards.
When he picked that, there was never a thought. There was never a thought he was going and trying to take that back to the house. Big time play by the Spider defense. Still close game though.
But that does give the Spiders some breathing room. Nothing's hurting Jabril Hayes right now, is it?
Playmaker. All of a sudden you catch one of those, no limp. You're feeling good, Mr. Hayes. Captain Jabril Hayes.
That is the 4th longest interception return in Spider history. And it goes for 6.
He comes from the other side. Quarterback never sees him because he comes from safety on the other side. And as soon as he caught that, you could see it in his eyes. There was no thought. Even there, got a little gimp. Doesn't matter. We're getting to the end zone. Finds a way to make it happen.
That has lit a fire under the Spiders and this homecoming crowd here at Robins Stadium. You could just feel the explosion in this stadium when he picks this thing off, Chris.
You could see it coming. I thought that was a good decision by Towson to take a shot. I knew what they were trying to do. Not getting pressure. And just been a lot of new fresh faces on that back end of the Spiders, so why not test them and try them? Jabril Hayes makes you pay.
3 pick sixes for the defense now, if my memory serves me correctly, right? 2 from Jabril and the one by Quantrell Morris-Walker.
We talked about that since last year. This defense is one they expect to score when they get a turnover.
Now McManus with the kick. Knuckleballs this one down on the ground, and it stays in bounds at the 8-yard line. That's going to turn out to be a great kick as the Spiders pin him in back at the 15-yard line.
Spiders were flying down, and you could see it. Yeah, we were both worried that would go out of bounds, but it is a tough situation with the return man. If this doesn't go out of bounds, I can't do that. I got to pick it up. He picks it up, and the Spiders are right there.
That is the 6th interception thrown by Towson quarterback Sean Brown this season. He was so clean last week against Monmouth, but not today, not on that one. Good play by the Spider special teams now, and Towson down 2 scores now, starts at the 16-yard line. Sean Brown is 15 of 26, 177 yards, no touchdowns, and now that 1 interception. Keep it on the ground. This time the Spiders will be fine with them doing that as long as they stop them for a 3 or 4 yard gain. And it'll be 2nd down and 6. House and offense.
And the Spiders, same thing. You want to get off the field.
Brown's in some trouble, and down he goes.
Jeremiah
Grant doing it again with another quarterback sack back at the 17-yard line.
I'm telling you, he is just pressure. I mean, that first option isn't there. Immediately, Brown goes to looking for Jeremiah Grant, and guess what? He's right there, ready to deliver.
This
just
has been
constant pressure.
An all-American performance today by Jeremiah Grant. That's his 2nd quarterback sack to go along with the forced fumbles that he's had. And makes it 3rd and 9. Can the Richmond defense get off the field? Brown sets the throw. He's hit in the backfield, and down he goes. Matei Fitz from his defensive tackle position picks up the quarterback sack, and the Spiders pin their ears back and came blowing in on the Towson quarterback.
That's the 3-and-out we've been waiting for, and usually that 3-and-out, it's with the offense this potent with a running game, you got to get them behind the sticks, and the defensive line that we know is the heart and soul of this defense.
That was an emphatic 3-and-out, wasn't it, Chris?
It really was.
I mean, the Spider defense served some notice on that 3-play series. They're not tired. They're running on adrenaline, and they are making plays.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You're constantly thinking, oh, well, they're tired. They're tired. We don't have depth.
Oh, boy, what a bad punt there by Bryce LaFollette, who's been outstanding, well over 42 yards a punt this season, but he shanks that one, and the Spiders have all the momentum on their side right now. They will start at the Towson 40-yard line. The Spider defense just flexing its muscles on that last possession by Towson.
And like I said, right here, Brown, his first option isn't there, and if it's not, Jeremiah Grant is coming. And just keeping him in the pocket. He's been able to slip out a couple times. And tries it again, and Matei Fitz comes from the other side. Again, got to give some credit to the back end because they're taking away that first option, that quick pass, giving that defensive line time to go to work, and that's exactly what they've been doing.
4 quarterback sacks today give the Spiders 26 on the season. They came in 2nd in the CAA. Matt Robert, the tight end, with the catch and has some running room inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line, so good gain on first down of 8. Robert, after missing last week, has come back today, and he's been solid. That's his 3rd catch.
I like that play call right there because, Towson is all in. They're thinking, hey, we got to stop ZPS. We got to get this ball back. And obviously the Spiders are going to run the ball at some point, but on first down, that's usually your easiest opportunity to throw a pass, get 8, 9 yards, and now you're in business.
Yeah, I love that call. This is not the time yet to just try and run clock and run the ball. Although you do have the second leading rusher in the CAA, and he's got the ball in his hands. He's got the first down as he spins to the 30-yard line, but it might be coming back because there is a penalty flag, and this is holding.
56, 10-yard penalty, second down.
I always take a look at that when you see the back kind of bounce outside, and 56, but that was in the middle though.
Yeah, Tom Elia, the Spiders center, on that one, and the referee himself threw that flag, Art Brown. It's tough.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's tough.
A tough one. This is what I will say.
You call that on every play, right?
Right.
Guess he kind of tackled him a little bit at the end there and right in the clear view.
What I will say is Journey Dunbar has been an animal.
Yes,
today.
he has. He's been great.
He's causing all types of trouble in the middle for the Spiders, and you don't see that very often. Roll out.
Coleman on the run. Robert makes the catch, but he's not going anywhere on that one. No gain. And it'll be 3rd down and 12 here at the Towson 43-yard line.
Not what the Spiders were looking for. They were hoping to at least get a first down, if not a touchdown, at least put yourself in field goal range.
Spiders will bring an extra receiver in the game now. Kwanye Vini's in there with Landon Ellis, Nick DeGennaro, and the tight end, Matt Robert, with Zach Palmer-Smith, the running back, 19 carries, 73 yards today.
They do here. Robert is, again, we talk about him as a receiver. He's an excellent blocker. Let's see if we keep him in.
On 3rd and 12, Coleman under pressure and down he goes way back in Richmond territory at the 48-yard line. Spider quarterbacks this season had only been sacked 8 times all year. That's number 3 today for the Towson defense.
And got to give credit to the Towson defensive backs on the back end. I thought, wasn't bad. Obviously, eventually got there, but I thought he had enough time. I just think on the back end that there was good coverage. No one was opening. Cam Coleman takes the sack.
What's Aaron Trussler going to do with this one? He had that 67-yarder that set up the forced fumble and the points before halftime. Dunmore with a fair catch at the 10-yard line. And the Spiders will certainly take that. No return. Pin them back to the 10. With just under 10 to go in the game. 9:55 left. Towson ball. Spiders with the lead.
Welcome back. Spiders taking on the Towson Tigers. I tell you what, we just the 17-29. The last big play was by Jabril Hayes right there, number 21. 90 yards. 90-yard interception, taking it back to Towson. The last time that happened to Towson was actually right here on November 6, 2021. Tyler Dressler had a 32-yard interception returned. So something about when the Tigers come to town, Spider defense gets ready, gets turnovers, and gets points.
Yeah, how about that? Tyler Dressler only went 32, as you said. Jabril went 90. Both still counted for 6. Brown on the out pattern to Dunmore, who breaks the tackle the first time and gets out to about the 20-yard line.
And I'm telling you, like that right there has everything to do with the defensive line. To the point now, if they're going to pass, it has to be a 3-step let it go. You know, slants, quick outs, things that are short routes. That helps your defensive backs because they know there's only so many routes that can be run.
It was a 10-yard gain for Dunmore and a first down for Towson out to the Tiger 20. Brown down the near sideline for Dunmore, who makes the one-handed catch, and he is on his way to the end zone for a Towson touchdown. 80 yards, Sean Brown to John Dunmore, and the Tigers are right back in it.
Right back in it. This team has been tough. They've been playing hard all day, and they took a shot on that one. I think, I think if you're Justin Wood, defense coordinator, you'll question that, whether I should have been in man on that one. But I tell you, you come right back. Chance Graves stumbles, and that's all it takes. Good catch by Dunmore, and then he's off to the races, not going to be caught.
That was a great catch with the one hand. And he's now got 6 catches, 123 yards. That's his 5th touchdown catch of the year.
Towson Tigers letting you know, not going anywhere. That's not the heart of this team. They're a great team.
Vaughn's extra point is good, and we're back to a 1-score game, a 5-point game with 9:09 to go at 29-24. Wow. This is just what the Tigers needed, and this one hand with the right hand catch. Wow.
Really was. And I tell you what, like I just said it, with the pressure that we've been getting, the Spiders have been getting, there's only so many routes you can run. It's the fade, it's the out, it's the slant. So they run a fade. Chance Graves, he slips, and then still an outstanding catch made by Dunmore. Catches it, gathers it, and then takes off. And he's a little banged up the play before, so give him all the credit in the world.
And with that play, offensively, the Tigers now have far surpassed the Spiders in total offense. The plays, as you see, about even, but now 395 yards of total offense against a Richmond defense that on average allows only 325 a game, and we still have a lot of game to go. Now, the Spiders got 90 yards from their defense on the Jabril Hayes interception, of course.
Pressure back on this offense.
Yep.
They've done some good things, but like they've gotten a sack or just some opportunities where they were right there, almost in field goal range, and something happened, either a penalty or giving up a sack or something like that has knocked them out of scoring position. Though Spiders got to have a little bit of confidence that they can get it done, but have to execute.
Garcia from the 3. Penalty flag is down, and he only got to the 20 anyway, and the Spiders are going to be pinned back against their goal line yet again.
They do a great job on the kickoff. Again, kicker puts all types of air under the ball.
During the return, illegal block in the back, return team number 29. That penalty is enforced, has to distance to the goal line, first down.
So the Spiders will start inside their 10-yard line. As they did earlier in the game when they started at the 4-yard line. They got a field goal out of that drive, and they would take a field goal out of this drive. And there's the block in the back with a little push.
Tank Frazier.
Tank Frazier. Well done there, Chris.
You want to play younger guys sometimes. That's what you get with younger guys.
See what the Spiders can do here. Zach Palmer-Smith, not much. Stopped at the 10-yard line, just a yard, maybe 2 to the 11. As we roll under 9 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
This would be a good time for one of those nice 9-minute drives, something like that. But again, right now when you're down here, you're not thinking really about a drive. You're thinking about first down. Can you get one first down, another first down? Just get that end zone off your back.
Spider offense slows the pace. Coleman, quick pass knocked away brilliantly by Miles Brody. That was a dangerous one to Landon Ellis, and now the Spiders are in a most challenging third down situation.
Right. Thought that was interesting, throwing all the way to the other side of the field. That's a tough pass. Gives that defensive back time to react, and he did. Luckily, that wasn't picked off.
8:18 to go here in the fourth quarter.
There's been some situations here where, you know DeGennaro is a man, but Coleman is caught a couple times staring at him. Towson has been able to make a play.
3 receivers to Coleman's right, 1 to the left. On third down, Coleman over the middle, and Garcia makes a clutch catch up at the 24-yard line for a Spider first down on a strike thrown by Coleman.
Garcia's not going to drop another one, I promise you. He's locked in and he's focused. Had that big drop earlier. Team needed that one, and he delivered.
Big time first down for the Spiders.
Good ball by Coleman, too. Again, just believing in your guy. Understanding where the sticks are, so he doesn't take the shorter route. Goes for the one that's going to give him the first down.
13-yard pickup. Fresh set of downs. Coleman, play action fake, throws down the far sideline, and Garcia's got another one. He's at midfield, breaking tackles to the 40. Still on his feet and down as he goes head over heels at the 36-yard line.
Big play, good call there by the Spiders. Garcia is wide open, takes his time, comes back, catches the ball, makes a bunch of guys miss. Spiders offense is in business. Remember what I said, that first down is when Towson is giving you an opportunity to pass the ball. They're locked in on the run. The Spiders have taken advantage of that on first down.
That's a 40-yard completion, so back-to-back for Jerry Garcia Jr. of 13 and 40 yards. And he's over 100 yards for the first time in his career. 4 catches for 110. And now it's Zach Palmer-Smith coming straight ahead. Gets to about the 32-yard line, so he got about 4 on first down.
This is about where the Spiders have been here, about at this point before 30, and just
that was the, as you see, 21st carry of the game for Zach Palmer-Smith. And now Richmond's leading ball carrier. Now he's actually the leading rusher in the game with 79 yards.
And like I said, the Spiders have been kind of in this area before. And at this point in this race, they've had a couple reverses, got some sacks, got penalties. This time, they got to figure out a way to get this first down, get inside the 20, see if they can put some points on the board.
I think this is when you play straight smash mouth football, Chris Anderson. That doesn't mean run it every time. Let your offensive line protect for your quarterback as well, but run your disciplined stuff here. 2nd down and 6. Coleman surveying that defense, letting the play clock wind down. And now he'll give it to Zach Palmer-Smith, picks up some more positive yards, lunges to the first down marker. He's about a half a yard shy at the 26.5-yard line.
I'm just shaking my head. I'm just continually impressed. Just again, sticks his foot in the ground. He almost has to get lifted off the ground and still finds a way to fall forward. Right there, lifted off the ground, still finds a way to fall forward.
On 3rd and 1, he will do it again and pick up the first down inside the 25. His offensive lineman, a little bit of late tush push there, get him down to the 23-yard line. And another fresh set of downs. 1st and 10, Richmond will be under 5 minutes when the Spiders snap the ball here.
Hey, that was Philip Gray getting a little push in on there. We'll take it, sir.
Yeah, Trey Gray getting some playing time today, the redshirt sophomore. Here come the Spiders on 1st and 10 at the Towson 23.
If you're going to throw it, this is usually the down.
Both wide receivers to the left. Coleman again to Zach Palmer-Smith, and he spins inside the 20, down to the 19. Offensive line that time, Chris.
Man.
I mean, ZPS didn't get touched until he got to the 20-yard line.
Aziz Foster Powell coming in, but I like what you're seeing. I'm seeing the same thing as you. I think, again, we talk about Zach Palmer-Smith's Knows when to stick his foot in the ground, get in the hole, and get what he can get. He doesn't get greedy.
He's now up to 92 yards today. If he gets to 100 today, this will be the hardest earned 100-yard game you've ever seen. 2nd and 6. It's Aziz Foster-Powell, and he fumbles the ball at the 20-yard line. Who pounced on it? There's the call. It is still Spider ball. Boy, was that a hold-your-breath moment. And Foster-Powell recovered his own fumble.
That's a tricky one also. We talked about it. ZPS, Zach Palmer-Simpson, you want to get him some rest. You want to give him a play. But it is a difference when he comes out of the game, you know?
He was only out for the one play, and he is back in. And there was the fumble, and
gets on it himself.
Wow, was Aziz fortunate to pounce on that. All right, 3rd down and 8 for the Spiders. How will the Richmond offense handle that from the Towson 21-yard line? Coleman hands it off to ZPS. He stays in the middle of the field and only got to the 19. And Pete Shinnick, the Towson coach, is going to start to use timeouts here. And Chris, this is a dual purpose timeout. They want to stop the clock and preserve it, but he knows there's a true freshman place kicker coming onto the field. And
it's a lot of pressure
here. Might as
here.
well make him think and wait as long as you can. He's been terrific today, but we'll see what Sean O'Hare can do. He is 3 for 3. From 21, 22, and 47 yards.
And he's in the game because of the missed extra point early, which would make it 30-24. You get a field goal, pretty much game would be over. Here, you're hoping to get this field goal, go up by 1 score. A lot of pressure for a true freshman. They did set him up right in the middle.
36-yard field goal attempt.
Always pressure on the snapper and the holder here as well.
Brian Catanzarite and Aaron Trussler. And Sean O'Hare from 36 yards away. It is good! Sean O'Hare, the true freshman from Ireland, is 4 for 4 today.
How about Sean O'Hare stepping in? I don't even know if he understands how excited he should be. He's just like a machine going in there. Here's what I got to do. Coach tells me to kick this, and he's making it. Team's excited. They get it. I don't know if he's just nervous. Didn't seem super excited, but he got it done. 8-point game, still a 1-score game.
Man, he drilled it too.
Absolutely.
It had height and distance, and most importantly, accuracy.
Yeah. I was worried because they're going to do a jump block, so you're trying to block it from the inside with guys jumping, and he had plenty of height on that. Drilled it right down the middle, like you said, set him up. I think that was the conversation of play before. We're going to run the ball to ZPS. We're going to keep it in between the hashes, set up for a kick right down the middle.
Towson has 2 timeouts remaining. We'll still have the 2-minute timeout. So in essence, 3 with 3:04 to go and an 8-point Spider lead. An important kickoff here from Will McManus. And he drives this one. Man, did he get that one. It'll bounce at the 1 and into the end zone. His 3rd touchback today, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Could not have come at a better time. Needed that one. It rests your guys. We've got a lot of starters out there. And gets Towson starting from back to back. Still, look, 3 minutes is enough time to still run your offense. They're not in a situation where they have to throw or they have to pass. They've still got a good running attack, and they can still do that.
The Tigers will bring quarterback Sean Brown onto the field. He's accompanied by Devin Matthews in the backfield. Matthews, 11 carries, 78 yards.
All Devin Matthews has done is make plays every time he's touched the ball today.
He has a 75-yard touchdown run this season. They start at their own 25. Brown wants to go to the air. Here come the Spiders, and there's Carson Stoklinski with quarterback sack number 5 on the day for the Richmond defense, and it comes from Stoklinski.
This defensive line understands the assignment. To make plays, and that's what they've been doing all day long. Stocklinski gets in, secures the sack.
Snap after snap after snap. Here comes Jeremiah Grant, and he got him with one hand. He trips up Sean Brown, and down he goes. Back-to-back quarterback sacks.
All-American type day. He has been all over the place at the right times, at the most important times when you need a play. Jeremiah Grant has stood up. Coming to the outside, that guy doesn't have a chance. You move him outside, Jeremiah Grant is too fast. You move him inside.
Third quarterback sack of the day. I think he's got to be in line for Defensive Player of the Week honors. I mean, he's got 3 quarterback sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 quarterback hurries.
That's all over the place.
Right, that's all over them. That is a stat sheet stuffer for a defensive lineman.
In one of the biggest games of the year, in November. This isn't your game, your season opener against a team that's not on your level. This isn't a big-time game. 2 teams that have the potential to win this conference.
Towson down to 1 timeout now. They may be in 4-down territory just because of the clock, not the field position, obviously. 3rd and 24 from their 11. Here comes Camden Bird, and he's got himself a quarterback sack as he combines with Matei Fitz for another one for this relentless Spider defense.
Man, oh man, just this defensive line is showing out today. They are showing out.
That
just
is
dominating.
The 7th quarterback sack. Bird got there, and then Fitz got there.
I'm telling you, just understanding, man. If it's not a quick pass, if it's not 3-step, we're coming, and you better know it. Sack number 2, coming from the outside. Jeremiah Grant beats him on the edge. 1 arm, well done.
4
3
for
plays
4 for that defensive line. And what do you got in the playbook for 4th and 30 from your own 5-yard line?
I know if you're a defensive back, yeah, you better be back just like that. No secrets. You let that defense tee off.
Out of timeouts. Brown over the middle, and the pass is dropped and incomplete. Dunmore had it in his hands and dropped it, and the Spiders will take over and can run out the clock on what will be a huge Spider CAA victory today.
This was a big one. Just hold on to the ball, be responsible, but in terms of, I came in looking, Delaware was a great team. I think at some point you looked at their schedule, I don't know if they were tested. So we weren't sure. We knew coming to Towson it was the exact opposite. They're 4-4, but man, if there was ever a team in the country that's been tested, it's this team.
4th-ranked opponent.
You're going to find out how good you are as a team, and the Spiders have made plays, man.
Well, you have to do a little math here. The 2-minute timeout is going to stop the clock once. Other than that, Towson cannot stop the clock. And you may still be handing the ball off here to ZPS, and he'll wrap both arms around it. Towson will be going for a fumble. Zach Palmer-Smith will get a yard to the 4-yard line, and that will bring us to the 2-minute timeout. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Spiders at the 4-yard line. So Richmond 2 minutes away from extending their winning streak to 7 in a row and getting to 5-0 in the CAA. The final 2 minutes coming up when we come back to Robins Stadium.
Richmond Spiders are known by what we do.
We follow our instincts, and we lay it all on the line.
We advance life-changing research and put discovery in motion.
We take the lead, and we go the distance.
What could you do?
What could you do?
What could you do at Richmond?
There are many ways to buy the S&P 500, but only one way allows you to own the sectors you like best. Sector Spider ETFs. Is it so radical to be so rational? Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Go to sectorspiders.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully. Sector Spiders, the 11 sectors of the S&P 500.
This is TU, where big college promises turn into life-changing action. Opportunity here isn't pie-in-the-sky thinking. It's out there in the world doing. Potential isn't in the future. It's now, in every line of code, in every creative spark. And discovery isn't starting from scratch. It's digging in to your existing momentum. Join a community of doers and grab life by the stripes at Towson University.
This one has lived up to what we thought it would be this afternoon, and that is a vintage CAA football clash, Richmond and Towson. It has come all the way down to the last 2 minutes. The Spiders in position right now to put this one away. Second down and goal at the 4-yard line. Towson out of timeouts. Zach Palmer-Smith coming straight ahead. You know they're tugging at that football down there at the 2-yard line. They didn't get it, and it'll be third down and goal. And the clock will continue to run.
Towson has no timeouts, correct?
Correct.
It's interesting, yeah, because you're right with that the new 2-minute timeout or 2-minute stoppage. Without that, this game pretty much is over. So it does give Towson a fighting chance here.
Now the officials have stopped the clock.
See what this conversation is.
Towson came off during the play. That includes a 10 seconds subtraction. Game clock operator, please set the game clock to 1 minute and 46 seconds and subtract 10 seconds. That was after the play.
Well, I'm not sure of that math, but I guess because some time ran after the play. Yep.
1 minute 36, and it will start on my signal.
And I would think they would reset the play clock to 25.
Yeah. That's the big thing.
Yep, that is the big thing. Oh, they're going to set it to 40. That's even bigger. Because now the Spiders will get it down under a minute before they have to snap it here on third down. Can't quite milk it all the way out. If you score a touchdown, you're done.
It doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. You know, Zach Palmer-Smith's at 96. He's not going to get to 100 today because there's only two more yards for him to get. But what a hard-earned 27 carries, 96 yards.
Yeah, 27 carries. I mean, you don't see that. Like, we used to see that all the time back in my day, but you just don't see that. Everything's a committee of backs. But I mean, look, we needed every 27 carries he had today. They were all meaningful.
Russ Huseman will take a timeout. And third down and goal at the 2. And you'd like to end any kind of suspense by just punching it in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sending the alums and everybody else that's a Spider fan home happy today.
Absolutely.
Spiders hit the road for their next 2 games. At Campbell next week, and then at Hampton. And then we get to the regular season finale against William and Mary. The Spiders will stay in the driver's seat along with Rhode Island.
You and I were talking about how it feels a little different to have this 12-game season this year. So just, usually this would be, you'd be just a couple games from the end and have that extra game this year. And, in some ways with Spiders doing well and having some injuries, there is a part of you that would love to just have that 11-game season back. Let's get healthy and make it, keep going. But we've got Campbell next week, going to Campbell, another bus trip down to North Carolina.
First time trip there. There have been several of those this year. All right, first things first. Richmond can salt it away with a touchdown here on 3rd and 2. 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal at the 2. And it is ZPS being stuffed at the 1. 6 straight games Be a great way for him to extend that streak. If he could, on the last offensive play of the day for the Spiders, get into the end zone here. Russ Huseman will do the same thing. He'll let this thing go all the way down and call a timeout with 1 second on the play clock. So you said at the beginning, partner, this is a chess match today.
Right, really has been. Really has been. It's two coaches who've coached for a while, seasoned, and every decision has mattered. Even on like this, just, not take it for granted. We're going to let it go all the way down to 1 second. We're going to call timeout. We'll have one more play.
30 seconds, timeout. Richmond, third and final timeout.
I wonder in that Spider offensive huddle if those offensive linemen are kind of challenging themselves here, like, let's go out in style. Let's get our guy in the end zone here and finish this off.
Love it. I would love that.
Yep.
I would love that.
Spiders looking to get to 7-2. It would be a 7-game winning streak, which would be their longest since 2015. And they'd be 5-0 in the CAA, and that would be their best start since 2015. That was a pretty darn good year for the Spiders. They went 10-4. They won the CAA title, and they got to the semifinals of the FCS playoffs.
That might be the ring I'm wearing today.
Is that right?
Might be. Might be.
All right. Well, this will take all suspense out of this. The field goal. I don't know why we didn't think of that.
Well,
Chris.
This is a surprise. I just didn't think you would take the risk of it getting blocked and returned or anything. So I figured, hey, fourth down, you just run it in.
Sean O'Hare from 18 yards out. It is up and it is good. Sean O'Hare 5 for 5, and he puts the finishing touches on a hard-earned Spiders CAA victory over the tough Towson Tigers.
Tough is right. Great opponent coming in here and just pushing the Spiders. And look, I feel like we needed this. Needed this type of game. This is just one of those toughness games. We're looking at CAA standings here. Richmond atop, tied with Rhode Island. Rhode Island's 8-1.
And they came back today and won. They beat Monmouth 37-28, so they stay unbeaten.
Actually, and you have Delaware, which we've taken care of Delaware. Stony Brook, Billy Kosh, offense coordinator here a couple years, doing a great job at Stony Brook. They're 7-2, and then we've got Villanova and we've got William & Mary coming up down the road. So doesn't get any easier for the Spiders.
And
Plenty
Stony
of work
Brook
to do.
With a huge win today, they came back in overtime and beat Bryant 31-30.
Wow.
Yeah. Villanova, close win over Hampton. William & Mary blew out North Carolina A&T. And Elon has put a 50 spot on the board against Richmond's opponent next week, Campbell, 50-27.
Tough games. Looking at that Villanova-Hampton game, 20-14. That was a tough one.
This one along the turf. It's picked up and down at the 33. The Tigers will have time for one play. Don't go anywhere. We have our post-game show coming up. Lane's got head coach Russ Huseman on our Bar West Coach's Corner. We'll get you a Spider player or two to talk about a really hard-fought, hard-earned Spider win. I think this was the best win of the year. Huh?
I really feel like that. I feel like this one, it was just because it wasn't one great half of football. It was coming out in the second half. We knew, hey, you got to keep playing. You got to keep scoring. Defense, I know we've talked about fatigue and you're thin, but you got to continue to make plays, and we watched that defensive line just continue to get it done. Offsides.
Yep, that'll be a procedure penalty on Carter Runyon. And the Spiders,
5-yard penalty.
well, they actually called it on one of the offensive linemen, but both of them moved, which will back them up. It's pretty much academic at this point. The Spiders with a 2-possession lead, a 9-point lead, and 3 seconds to go. And this, by the way, will be Russ Huseman's 49th Richmond victory, which will move him into sole possession of third on Richmond's all-time coaching victory list. The running back takes the screen pass, Chris Watkins, and he gets it out to the 43. They'll try and keep the ball alive, but the fumble is recovered appropriately enough by one of those hard-working defensive linemen. Matei Fitz holds it over his head and celebrates the Spiders' 35-24 victory over the Towson Tigers.
Celebrate this one, Spiders. I'm with you. I think this was our best win of the year. Celebrate this one. This was a just tough, nail-biting type game. Towson brought in a great team. I think they're well coached. They're going to continue to be good as the years continue. But today's day belongs to the Spiders.
Richmond improves to 7-2, 5-0 in the CAA. Longest winning streak since 2015, and best start in the CAA since 2015.
That's one way to finish up, right? Your last year in the CAA. That's not bad. Not bad. Just letting them know we chose to move on. But better believe we can handle and we can play here.
And now 22-3 in CAA games dating back to October of 2021. Just remarkable what this Spider team has done. Led by head coach Russ Huseman, now 49-35 as the Spiders head coach, third all-time in coaching victories. Let's transition into our Ortho Virginia post-game show. Lane Casadante down on the field, getting set to chat with some of the stars for the Spiders and with Spider head coach Russ Huseman. Take it away, Lane.
And Bob, Jeremiah Grant, was this game as hard as it looked from the sideline? How tough was this victory today?
This game's like every other game in the CAA. Every team comes to play, and especially since we're on top, everyone just try to beat us and give us this best. So, yeah, it was a hard game.
And you guys, especially the defensive front seven, all those sacks in the second half, what worked towards the end of the game that allowed you guys to get in the backfield?
Just relentless effort.
On a bad ankle, he runs one back for 90 yards. How much did that uplift you guys on that side of the ball?
That lifted up everybody, the offense, special teams, defense. That's just the energy and the momentum swing that gave us.
That's 7 in a row now. Can you keep it going?
Yes, we can. We're going to keep it going until we cannot.
All right. Congratulations, Jeremiah. Thank you very much. There's Coach Huseman. Coach, that Bob and Chris said this might be the best win of the year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we beat a good team. I think Towson's got a really good team. They played hard. Defensively, like I said at halftime, we were opportunistic and made some plays when we had to. Obviously, we got a bunch of sacks here towards the end too, but great win, great team win, probably other than the special teams, who I'm heavily involved with. Everybody else did good. My unit weren't very good, so I gotta. But we actually did kick some field goals, man. I tell you what, Sean O'Hare, unbelievable job right there, man. So
freshman, 5 for 5. I mean, I don't know that you knew what you had out of him. You recruited him here, but what's it say about a true freshman coming in and being able to do that?
Well, we were trying to redshirt him, and we still may redshirt him. That's his second game he's kicked in, so we'll see how we move forward here. We signed him. We knew he was going to be a good player, and we're excited to have him.
Jabril's interception return, when he came out a couple of plays before that, his ankle must have been barking at him. But for him to do that and uplift this entire team, what's it say about him?
He's fantastic, man. I'm telling you, sucked it up. He was probably about 75%, if that. Hopefully he didn't set himself back and he can kind of improve for this week coming up. But, he comes up with a big play. He seems like he always does. Last couple of years, always kind of figuring out big plays.
You're now third by yourself all time in Spider wins.
About that. I could care less about that. Why'd you even bring that up, Lane?
I wanted to congratulate you. I wanted to congratulate you.
Appreciate that. Doesn't mean anything. These guys win them here, no question.
Congratulations, Coach. 7-0 for the Spiders. And that's all we have for down here. We'll send it back up to you guys.
I think Jabril snuck past you, Lane. Yeah. Yeah, and I think he wanted to get in that locker room, which will be a joyous, celebratory locker room for the Spiders. And I think Russ Huseman pretty much agreed with us there, Chris, that this, I don't know if you want to call it the best win, maybe the most satisfying win, and obviously it's in November, so it's the most important win.
Yeah, so number one, it's the most important win. I think, he wants to be respectful to everybody else, so he's got to say, we beat a good team. We beat a really good team. And, again, there's good teams that are talented, and there's good teams that are talented and tough. I thought Towson was tough, and so there's something about that. You find something about your team when you beat not just a talented team, but a tough team. Coming in here on homecoming, had some injuries, a lot of reasons the Spiders could have said, man, we couldn't get this done because of X, and they found a way to do it. Got to feel good about the character of this team going into November.
The relentless play of the Spider defense. Jeremiah Grant echoed the word that we had used, relentless, particularly down the stretch. 7 quarterback sacks gives the Spiders 29 on the year. Let's shout them all out, Chris. Jeremiah Grant with 3, 1.5 each for Cam Bird and Matei Fitz, 1 for Carson Stoklinski. It was a team effort along that defensive line for the Richmond Spiders today. And, 7 quarterback sacks.
Man, just we always talk about we don't blitz enough. That might be all the blitz you need. Those 4 guys right there had a way of just staying in the backfield when they needed to be. You know what I mean? Just when the Spiders needed to play, that defensive line found a way to show up and make plays.
Happy homecoming, Mr. Alum.
Thank you, sir.
For the Spiders
Feels good. Feels
51, 36, and 6 all-time. Spiders have won 10 of their past 12 homecomings. And in this series with Towson, now lead the all-time series 9-4, have won 4 in a row and 7 out of 9. And now, Chris, final thought. As we look ahead, it's on the road for back-to-back games in November at Campbell next week and then at Hampton the following week before the regular season finale against William and Mary.
Oh, that's a heck of a finish for the last 3 games. Campbell, road trip, and it's always interesting when you go into a new place, somebody you've never played, always different. Hampton, there's definitely some payback there. They are a tough team. They run the ball well. I'm sure they're looking their chops. They're looking at, Towson was able to have some success at times running the ball, and they're looking at this defensive line. I'm sure they're up to the challenge. And then, of course, you're back here for the last game, William and Mary, oldest rivalry in the South. I wouldn't end it any other way.
And we will have that one for you right here on Flow Sports in Masson. That's a high noon kick to wind up the regular season. We wind it up for this afternoon's telecast and for Homecoming 2024 at the University of Richmond and for what turned out to be, as we expected, a hard-fought, terrific CAA football game. So now for Lane Casadante down on the field and Chris Anderson in the booth, plus Blake Ellett and our entire Spider TV crew, Bob Black saying so long. Your final score, one final afternoon. That's a 3:30 game, then at Hampton for a 1 o'clock game, and then our next telecast with Flow Sports. So long, everyone.